What's up, nerds? Welcome back to another episode of the Munch Bros in the Nerdverse. I'm Ryan, and joining me tonight is James,
yes.
Kristen,
Hi,
and a special guest, Matt from Astronomy Aleworks.
Hello.
He is here with the beer.
Yeah.
he provided the beer today.
Yes. I'm excited. But for anybody who doesn't know who we are a nerdy podcast that talks about comic books and movies and shows and beer.
And video games.
Video games,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Sometimes.
And we just have fun. Sometimes we play games and James loses. Sometimes I lose.
You
Like
lost.
last week.
You lost the last 2 times in a row.
Yeah,
Well,
it wasn't fun chugging an Imperial Stout. No.
No, you
jeez.
you liked it. You wanted to drink more of it.
10W,
That's true.
10W40 had a
You
delicious
chugged one of those?
German chocolate stout.
Terrible,
I know, it was awful. We don't do it because we're trying to disgrace the beer. We do it because it's just a
You're
punishment.
trying to disgrace yourself.
I just find the ones that are the most gnarliest, and it's the chug the ugg.
Yeah, that's what we call it, chug the ugg. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's not because it's gross or it's ugly. It's because, you don't want to chug it.
Because it's ugly to chug.
Ugly to chug, but a beautiful beer.
Yeah.
How was your guys' weeks?
James, do you want to go first?
You guys
No,
start
you go
first.
ahead.
Okay, well, my week was pretty good. I had Wednesday off because we didn't have a sitter, and then Thursday just sucked. Just
It was a painful day.
it was a very painful day. It
Mhm.
just sucked.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait for the weekend. I
Yeah.
was so excited for the weekend because work sucks. I
Doesn't it always?
want to do something different in life. So, hey, sponsor us.
Yeah.
Woo!
You wish.
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish.
I got my stimmy.
Yeah, I thought you got that
Spend
last
it
week.
on rent.
Oh,
I thought you got that last week.
I got that last week, but I was able to cash it this time.
oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were
Jeez.
able to cash it.
Yeah, I've been kind of out money for a while.
You broke ass.
Right.
Matt, how was your week?
Just fine.
Fine.
Made beer, sold beer.
There you go.
Tell us a little bit about Astronomy Aleworks.
Okay, so we're a brewery. We're over in the Henderson Booze District. We're in the same building as Craft House.
Okay.
We're right next to Bad Beat. Those two guys started 6 years ago. We started 2. And we're a 10-barrel brew house. 10 barrels is a barrel's 31 gallons.
Oh.
So we can brew 310 gallons at once.
Oh,
Nice.
jeez.
We have 4 10-barrel fermenters. So we can pump the beer into those fermenters where they ferment and whatnot. 5,000 square foot facility, 1,000 square foot tap room.
Mhm.
We're a full tap room, so we have 12 handles on, all our own beer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we're open every day except for Tuesdays. And you can come down and drink our beer. We're also all over the valley. Things are weird ever since COVID because a lot of bars shut down and
Yeah.
everything. So everybody's just trying to pick it back up.
Yeah.
You know, we've got proprietary beers over at 595, Cerveza downtown, and we're on handle at a number of places, and we're trying to grow that handle number back up again because a lot of places, you know, they're at 25% capacity like us, but
Yeah.
so that means they're going through beer more slowly. The can game has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Speedy Mart sells a ton of our stuff.
Nice.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
That's nice.
I've seen your stuff at Top Shelf too.
Yeah, Top Shelf, 595 carries it. Top Shelf, Beer Zombies. We're sold at Total Wine. Excuse me, Lee's. We're trying to get into Total Wine right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now you said you have a few handles at some places, like some bars.
Yeah.
Do you have any that are part of Golden Entertainment, like the
No,
PTs?
they won't buy our beer.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
They suck.
Yeah, they had their own brewery for a while.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I used to work there.
Okay, yeah. So Dave Otto was the head brewer over there. He's at Tonopah now. So they closed at the beginning of beginning of last year, 2020.
I know Dave.
Yeah, Dave's awesome.
He was so funny every time because I'm a kitchen manager. I
Mhm.
cook. So every time I would come into work and he comes in, he goes, "Fuck this place, god damn it!" I'm like, "Good
Yeah,
morning,
Dave.
Dave."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Dave.
Small world.
How did I not know that my wife knew craft brewers and
Yeah,
stuff like
right.
that?
I
knew you knew
And
him.
Dave is the old schoolest of the old school
Yeah.
craft brewers in
Nice.
this city.
He
Yeah.
was the
Nice.
one who always like he was one of the first ones that found out I was pregnant, and he goes, "You drinking?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "Well, my mom did." I was like,
It doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't. I was like, I told
I'll
him,
have to text him later.
I told him, you know what? That explains a lot about you, Dave. I know Dave, so that's so funny.
Yeah, Golden Gaming doesn't really buy small beer.
No.
in any kind of quantity. Was it the PT's inside the Stratosphere has local beer?
Okay.
But basically,
Something.
they're a bud house. Like, so again, Dave ran the brewery over there, and it was a terrible purchase by PT's. I don't know why they did it. Owning a brewery to distribute to your own, well, I don't know if they understood that they would have to distribute to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to pay the distributor for that. It's a lot of different places. So they had to do that, and the system that they bought was old. Tenaya Creek moved for a reason.
Yeah,
So-
because I do remember before I moved to Sacramento, that was Tenaya Creek. Like
Yeah, it was
I
Tenaya Creek.
remember that
Yeah.
before
Sounds
they
like
moved
Tenaya
it.
Creek made money, and we're like, haha, see you later.
That's exactly what they did. They expanded. I think that's a 15-barrel system over there. They expanded to a 20, but they got 80-barrel fermenters and a giant facility downtown because they were expanding into other markets.
Mhm.
And they're a great brewery, but yeah. So it just was a bad idea. So they went from brewing a whole bunch of styles to 4 or 6 styles, then down to 4.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Everything was always breaking. People were running out of beer. I'd go.
Oh god!
I'd go to the one
yeah.
on Buffalo and like, oh yeah, we don't have the IPA.
Mhm.
Fucker.
Or like they didn't have the nitro stout.
I love the nitro.
They didn't have the
It was
stout.
Yeah.
good.
That was a really good stout. That won that won a bronze medal at the Great American Beer Fest.
Mhm, I remember
The
that.
year it came out.
I was.
yeah.
It would to me. Sometimes it tasted like a better Guinness. Like it was.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
so
It's a dry
smooth.
Irish. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that just didn't work out. So what happened was somebody came along and said, Golden Road will make your beer for you cheaper. It'll be easier. So they did that.
Mhm.
So Golden Road is 100% owned by Budweiser.
Oh.
So
Oh.
Mhm.
Okay.
craft beer hates big beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe
not
it.
out of jealousy, but out of Budweiser. Those big guys, they do some dirty things. And if they would, I would be out of business. Even though I'm kind of in bed with them because you have to have a distributor in the state, and my distributor is the Bud House,
Yeah.
and they treat me very well.
That's
they're a
good.
That's
local-
good.
They're a local company, so it's not like they are, yeah, we love corporate beer themselves, so they're good people and they represent my stuff well. But yeah, it put PT's Brewing right out, and so now they're brewed by Golden Road. So shit, I think the only thing that they have on that's craft is Sam Adams.
Wow.
Because Sam
Wow.
Adams is still technically craft.
Yeah, something you wouldn't assume is craft beer.
We always
That's crazy.
We always get the seasonal Sam Adams. We're starting to get away from the winter lager, and
Yeah.
we're going into
I
the
love the winter lager.
yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually like October.
Oktoberfest. Is
Oh, the
Yeah.
Oktoberfest is solid too.
Yeah. So we're about to get rid of that and go into the next season of Sam Adams. So.
That would be the spring one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is God, I can't remember what
I can't remember either.
It's something springy.
it's called. Yeah, well, exactly.
I-
As I recall, it's not a very clever name, but yeah,
It's never clever.
Springfest-ish.
Spring beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, we definitely have to come and go to his brew house and
Mhm.
try the beers actually from there.
Yeah.
But he brought us 3 great beers tonight. Actually, one for each of us. So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited about
Ooh.
that.
I
Lots.
did want to comment on the peanut butter stout.
Yeah.
That it looked so creamy. It looked like what's it called? Like whipped peanut butter in a glass.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
And of course, you put Star Wars, and I'm a Star Wars fan.
oh yeah, we
so-
do a lot of Star Wars stuff with that, with our names.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my week was just another week at work. Just a bunch of whoosh and get work done, and that's about it.
So
I
you're
was-
sadomasochist.
Yes. BDSM at work.
I mean, that's a good field.
Yeah, well, not when it's by old men. So
Well,
for
but
me,
Party, cool.
for me, that is.
well, before we start anything else, do you know what time it is?
It's time for me to tell you about my week.
No.
You said that you got your stimmy. That
Yeah.
was it.
Oh yeah,
That's all
it.
you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, you don't let me continue.
Well,
You stopped.
Nah, that's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
What
it
time
is
is it?
time for Dumpster Shots with Kristen.
Great.
Yay.
Great.
And I made sure I got 4. So I said I wasn't going to get vodka.
It's gonna be bad, isn't it?
Please don't be awful. It's all gonna be
It's
awful.
it's gonna be terrible.
It's dollar shots in a basket. What do you
It's
expect?
always
Yeah, it's gonna be
awful.
terrible.
They should put a little sign on that basket that says "Always awful, $1."
Hey, you know what? I
Should
get
come with the suicide line.
Right?
I do get my rum from that basket, so leave me alone.
Yeah, you're very simple with rum.
Oh yeah, I get the dollar rums. It's
That
fantastic.
basket requires Surgeon General warning.
We are going to have Evan Williams Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay.
I've
So-
had Evan
I can do
Williams.
that.
I decided just to get something simple.
Thank you.
Something that's going to be darker and not.
I've got a story about Evan Williams. It's from one of my buddies at the boardwalk in Orangeville.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
He's in a band. His name's Eloy. That's all I'm gonna say. Him and his buddy, his vocalist Michael, had a handle of this.
Oh, Jesus.
They drank the top half of this bottle each and went into the pit. My friend Eloy, I think, broke his nose twice that night. Twice that night because he
Wow.
was so wasted. And he's just outside going, "Oh, it hurts," and then he just starts laughing and runs back in. Dude's crazy.
Metal.
Dude's hardcore.
Super metal.
All right.
One of the best guitar players I've ever met.
Let's kick off the show.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
L'chaim.
Evan Williams, not the worst whiskey, not the best.
You can taste the bourbon in it. It's nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I have a bottle in my office.
Nice.
Hey, you know,
I'm a Jameson guy, so that's why I said, not the best, but not the worst. I've had really bad whiskey before.
No, I'm definitely a bourbon connoisseur, but I'll drink the cheap shit too. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I drink shit beer. I drink great beer.
Yeah.
I
don't
like
care.
being cheap every once in a
I
while.
like an expensive whiskey, and I love a cheap rum.
Yes, you
There
do.
go. Yeah.
You are a cheap rum.
You. Or-
All right, tonight what we're going to talk about, we have nerd news like always. Then we already talked to Matt from Astronomy, but we'll talk a little bit more. We're going to do the weekly chug with his beers.
Yay.
We have 3 beers from him.
You'll want to chug the golden nail. Trust me.
Oh, we will.
That's the if you got to chug. it.
No, we're not going to chug. We're not.
Oh,
we're
okay.
enjoying. We just
Gotcha.
call it the weekly chug
Gotcha.
because we don't drink too much during the week. Sometimes we do, but
Mhm.
the weekend is when we come and enjoy our beer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever drink during the week.
Then we're going to talk about Wandavision, episode 6.
Yay.
Which
it's so good.
Was a great episode.
It was
Why I
so
was
good.
late.
Yes, you were catching up, and I was like, "That is awesome." He's making sure he knows.
Yeah.
And then if there's anybody on that wants to ask any questions, we always do ask a bro. But if not, then we'll just wrap the show with your words of wisdom.
Well, I thought we were doing comic book
We
character
are
showdown.
Comic book character showdown. I didn't even put it on there. We're gonna do King Shark versus Killer Croc.
Yeah,
We're gonna
that was
see who would win in the battle.
my
Mm-hmm.
idea.
Basically, I'll just lay down the specs, and then we'll see what we can do with them. Did you ever think of how they would battle, James?
I just,
'Cause they're both aquatic. They're also land.
I would say, full features and then just a fist fight.
Fist fight.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll do 2 rounds and see who gets the best out of them all. Sounds
Mhm.
good?
Sounds good. And it's a kind of an even number, so we're going to see how this is going to sway.
Well, first thing before we go into nerd news, I wanted to ask what about Matt makes him a nerd other than being into the beer? What do you like that's nerdy? I think you said Marvel.
Oh well, I mean, I worked at a comic shop. I
There it
started collecting comics in 1988 when I was 10 years old. I stopped when I was what would that be 30 because of Spider-Man One More Day.
Mm.
That turned a $300 a month habit into a $0 a month habit.
Tell us why.
So at the time, Joe Quesada had taken over as editor in chief at Marvel Comics. Was doing a fantastic job, but apparently there were 2 main issues he had. The first one was actually the first one ties into WandaVision, because the first one was House of M, where he was tired of all these mutants running everywhere.
Oh yeah, the No
everywhere.
More Mutants event.
No more mutants. Yep. At the end of House of M, that was his first decree, and his second was that Spider-Man shouldn't be married, and so they didn't want Spider-Man to go through a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't want to kill anybody, so they had this convoluted story involving Mephisto and trading. They traded the love between Spider-Man and Mary Jane for the life of Aunt May, and I was like,
Oh, jeez.
done.
Jeez.
I was
Over
like,
it.
and again, I didn't just hold Marvel account. I held all comic books account. I'm done.
Yeah.
If I can't read Spider-Man, I can't read anything, and if I can't read that, screw it.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So I've got an extensive collection across multiple companies. I got all the old Valiant stuff. I don't know
Oh
because
wow.
I know Valiant made a resurgence fairly recently, but I don't know if you know any of the original stuff.
Me, not so much.
Yeah, back with Solar, Eternal Warrior.
I think I've heard of Eternal
Magnus, the robot fighter.
Yeah.
That was Jim Shooter days. Jim Shooter, the former editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics, who actually started writing comic books when he was 13 years old.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
look it up. I mean, we don't have to go through now, but look it up. He started writing a Legion of Superheroes when he was 13.
Wow.
13, wow.
Yeah, the guy's a genius, but apparently an asshole, so he couldn't hold a job. But and what was he? He was in one of those the toy. Oh, the Toys That Made Us. I don't know if you've seen
Yes.
this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's in the Transformers episode because
Okay.
he was at Marvel and he demanded that they do the comic book for that.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways,
I think I did watch that episode.
Mhm.
Too.
so
yeah.
you know, I was there when Image was created, so I have all those ones except for Youngblood because Rob Liefeld sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Can't draw feet.
Can't draw feet. Great line in Deadpool 2.
Right?
But yeah, it's Spawn 1 because the first comic I ever bought was Amazing Spider-Man 319, and I had a friend who was reading comic books. I really wasn't, and it was a cover with Blacklash, Rhino, and Scorpion with Spider-Man in the middle, drawn by Todd McFarlane. So
Oh.
I was like, that looks cool.
Yeah.
So I'm an old school McFarlane fan,
Oh, yeah.
you know. But yes, that is a nerd point.
Yeah.
Movies as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
not just comic book movies, a lot of sci-fi and whatnot.
Mhm.
I mean,
Um,
from the look of your beers,
Yeah, absolutely.
lots of sci-fi,
Lots of sci-fi.
Oh, yeah.
and it's awesome.
I have a degree in English, so you know that's nerdy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But, yeah,
He's
so
an educated nerd.
I'm an educated nerd. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Like, I great to get
Video
to know
games, video games.
Yeah.
Yes.
you. What
Yeah.
what kind of video games do you like?
Right now, I'm playing a lot of Destiny.
Okay.
Destiny 2.
Destiny
rather,
2,
yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
Playing a lot of Destiny 2. But you know, I'm excited for the Mass Effect remaster to come out.
Mhm.
But I've been playing video games since the Atari 2600.
Yeah.
So
Me
you
too.
know.
There
I
was
was
a-
very young though, but I was playing it.
There was a certain nerf in early Destiny 2 that made me not want to go back to the game ever. I don't remember what it was. It was something for having to do with a prismatic gun.
Okay, yes, I didn't start playing Destiny 2 until like about a year ago because I played the shit out of Destiny 1 and then I was opening a brewery and I don't have time for a
No.
second life.
Yeah.
So
Not at all.
yeah, so now I play a couple, you know, like an hour a day, you know, kind of thing. It's just
Yeah.
fun to hop on or even when you're relaxing because I have some more time now. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't have the time to be a hardcore gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
No, get paid for it. Just play all day
Right.
and all night.
Yeah, can't do
Like
that.
I wish.
I got a business to run.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, I mean, I got some nerd news, and the first thing I just brought up here. It's not like super crazy, but the release of Paramount Plus,
Ugh.
Yeah.
another streaming service
Well, it's CBS All Access rebranding.
that's getting
Yeah, that's-
rebranded. Yeah,
that's
So
basically it, yeah.
technically, it's not a new service. It's a new skin.
yeah.
It's a new skin on a single
A,
ship.
a new
Yeah.
skin that's adding MTV, Nickelodeon, and the Smithsonian Channel.
Yeah, right.
They were already part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, CBS All Access. So at least Smithsonian Channel was, I believe. Maybe it was History Channel. I don't know.
I guess the rebranding is going live March 4th. Oh, it's got Comedy Central in it as well. So yeah, you get to watch all your crank anchors whenever you want. Does anybody even remember that show?
I remember
Yeah, I
Crank
remember that
Anchors.
show.
I love that show.
Show was
um,
ridiculous.
They have MTV. All the commercials on the Super Bowl, they were showing Beavis and Butthead like crazy.
And then they were
Yeah.
showing Dora the Explorer, Young Sheldon, you know, all that other
SpongeBob
crap.
and all that crap.
And then like
Young
sports
Young
shit.
Sheldon,
hmm
Yeah, their
Oh, yeah,
and their
CBS.
portion of Star Trek because they own
Mhm.
half of Star
Picard.
Trek.
Picard, yeah.
And
Picard,
Discovery.
and then the To Boldly Go.
hmm
Or no, 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 it's not To Boldly Go. What's
Is it the
called?
cartoon?
Strange New Worlds. That's what it's called.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And it's 'cause I don't watch Discovery. I got really turned off by the third retrofit of Klingons. I'm like,
Hmm.
why are you screwing with the Klingons? It's supposed to be in continuity, and you're screwing with the Klingons.
Yeah.
Forget you.
All I know is the captain in Discovery was Sasha in Walking Dead, just with long pretty hair.
Okay.
That's
And,
all I know.
Okay.
Michael Burnham is the character's name, yeah. And then so what they did was they brought the Enterprise in under Christopher Pike, and Spock is on there, played by Gregory Peck's grandson. So that's why you see
Ah.
Spock on those commercials.
Gregory Peck, nice.
Yeah, and this is Ethan Peck, I think his name. I
Mhm.
don't know. but
Too many pecs.
yeah, too many Pecks. So that's why that's all over the commercials. Why you see dude in gray hair? That's Christopher Pike. Okay, cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
is.
It looks cool. Rebecca Remain Stamos nerdiness. She was Mystique.
Mystique.
Mhm.
Yep. The
Yeah,
first
she-
Mystique.
She plays the first officer on
Okay.
the program.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I mean, just are people? I mean, I don't know anybody who has CBS, their streaming service. Like, is it something
I do,
worth
and that's only
$10?
because I keep forgetting to cancel it. No,
Right? Is that a good
Yeah.
thing?
yeah. I
The-
got it just so I could watch Picard
Yeah.
without bootlegging it.
Is Picard any good?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's awesome.
Well, yeah.
I'm just asking
Yeah,
because we
Picard
don't
was
have
killer.
it. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Picard's.
It's Patrick Stewart, babe.
Well,
Just
I
come
love
on.
Patrick
True.
Stewart.
Just go on, pay the $10, and then cancel it right after, and you'll have a month of it, and just binge Picard. It's an easy watch.
okay.
If
Oh,
it's an
yeah.
easy watch, it's worth doing.
It's
I-
so good.
I did enjoy TNG a lot.
Yeah.
So
It's steeped in TNG, man. It's got a lot of stuff. Also, a lot of oddly enough, Star Trek Nemesis,
Hmm.
which is
Oh,
one of
wow.
the least popular movies.
Yeah.
Has quite a bit to do with how things proceed in that movie or in that
Hmm.
show.
Have you-
Weirdly,
have you seen the Orville?
yeah, Orville's great.
Oh, I
I
love
love
Orville.
Yeah. Orville's awesome. Yeah.
Freaking Seth MacFarlane.
he
Yeah.
does a great job.
I
of it.
feel like it's very in the spirit of Star Trek.
It is. I mean, he went to them and said, "I want to do a Star Trek," and they're like,
Mm.
no. So he made one himself.
they
Well,
They
yeah.
really should have given him a franchise.
really should have.
You tell him no, he goes, okay, well then I'm gonna make it and I'm gonna make it better. So
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well,
true.
I mean, I guess we're gonna have to go and get it for a month and binge Picard and then just say bye bye.
Mhm.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's worth it.
I'll take Matt's word for it for sure.
hmm
The next thing was in the last week there was a reveal of how how Jared Leto's Joker was supposed to look.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
Not the tattooed grill wearing dumbass that we got from the Justice League movie and Suicide Squad and all that shit. And I wanted to see what you guys thought about it. Obviously, there's the new one
I actually like it.
I feel
compared to the old one.
like it does take a lot from the Ledger version.
Mhm. It's a little bit
Joker.
of all of them.
But
I
isn't
feel
it
like.
Supposed to be like around like Nightmare Joker? Like he's
That's-
supposed to be like a nightmare version of it.
From what I hear, that's supposed to be the Joker from the Nightmare sequence when Batman is in pretty much the world has been destroyed by Darkseid
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and all his goons.
where everything has a sepia tone.
Yeah, exactly. Everything's very dirty.
Dirty,
Um,
dirty.
We want
And-
to take a shower after watching it.
What we'll get Deathstroke and the Joker in these scenes. Not sure how. Oh, and I think Lex Luthor, which Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. Not a fan.
I just saw a little snippet. We were about to start this, so I didn't really go into it. But there was a leak saying that the first part of the new Snyder Cut trailer, you're gonna see Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
They're gonna
Huh.
show him
Well,
like in
they're
the
all
first like
supposed to be-
5-6 seconds.
they're
So,
all supposed to be in the Nightmare sequence. I don't know what's supposed to go on there, but it's basically when the only thing we got in the original cut was Batman walking up on the hill and being like, "Oh, the world's ended," and, stuff.
Mhm.
And that was
Mhm.
pretty much it.
Oh, there's an Omega symbol on that
Yeah.
field there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, the Justice League was not the best. So
No.
hopefully it gives a little bit of help here. But by looking at the new Joker, that's a lot better.
Mhm.
I
That's
do
so much better.
I do enjoy it. Now, what do you think? Is he still gonna have the green hair, or what do you think? Like
I
it's
mean,
gonna look?
I've seen people colorize this picture because
Yeah.
it's in black and white. This was from Vanity Fair.
Mhm.
And the green hair worked when they colored it with it on there.
Yeah.
It looked really good. Supposedly what he was in an asylum. I don't know if it was Arkham or not, but he's wearing basically his asylum gear. And supposedly what he's really going to look like, he's going to have like a bulletproof vest or some I don't know what's going on.
Mhm.
Hopefully they don't screw it up when he takes that thing off. But
They'll screw it up.
yeah, they probably will. Like,
They'll find a way.
but hopefully we won't. But yeah, but this time we're going to see we have what's it? We're not expecting a lot.
Everything's out on the table. Snyder's basically said, this is my movie now.
Yeah, I mean
Well-
HBO's paying for it now,
Mhm.
so
All I gotta say is, Jared Leto's still hot. I don't give a shit.
He's a good
I
looking
like it.
dude. I
Well,
don't know
yeah. Have
about-
you
I
ever
don't
seen
know
his
about
body?
This right here,
Oh no, not that. No, not that.
damaged head and all this shit.
No, not that. The one above.
That
Yeah.
was a really strange look they decided to give him there.
Yeah, I mean it had a story, but I think it was just too much for the fan. Like the broken out teeth they didn't really explain it too well. That's Batman beat the shit out of him for killing Robin.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the tattoos were supposed to be a reason, but nobody wants to see Tattoo Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he's been in the comics as but not on his face.
Yeah.
For like full body.
Yeah, full dragon suit.
Yeah. Like Yakuza and all that stuff. But nobody's ready for that in the movies. Nobody wants that. Nobody asked for it. Why are you giving it to us? You know?
They want it all basic.
That's the story of Zack Snyder, DC, man.
Right?
Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is so bad that I will only refer to it as Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice because it deserves to have the entire damn name spoken because it's the stupidest thing ever.
It definitely has a lot of colon.
Yes, it does.
Oh, Jesus.
And from that, there was also other news. People were fan casting characters that they're supposed to be in the Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
They kept talking about a Kraven the Hunter,
Yeah.
which basically he hunts Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's a headhunter, basically, right? No, that's not the term. Headhunter was a tribe. He's a guy who basically just hunts people.
Trophy hunter.
Trophy hunter. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Right.
And the ultimate trophy is the Spider-Man. There's a bunch of people online that were saying two different people they would love to see play this guy.
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. There it is. No, that's not it, though.
That's not it.
We got two people.
Oh.
We got Carl Urban, who's known as Bones from Star Trek. The newer Bones.
I love him. He was also in Chronicles of Riddick. He was also in The Boys. He was also in oh my god, he was in Thor Ragnarok.
There it is.
He's in a bunch of shit.
I totally forgot. Matt told us earlier, and I was like, oh my god.
Another comic book movie he was in was Red. Red
Yes.
is technically a comic book.
Yes.
Comic
Oh.
book movie.
He does a lot of comic
Lord
book
of the
things.
Rings.
Yes.
He was in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
That's true.
He was in Xena. He played multiple characters between Xena and Hercules. He played some douche. He played,
I forgot that.
I believe it was Eros, the god of love, and he actually played Julius Caesar in those.
Nice.
Wow.
He definitely didn't
I
play
forgot
in
about
a
I love me some Carl Urban.
No,
He is a
He definitely didn't
beautiful-
play in a movie opposite The Rock about a video game in the 90s.
Oh yeah,
Didn't
Doom.
play that.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so bad.
He's just so diverse, and he is very known in the nerd world because he's done so many characters that are comic book and or movie.
Iconic.
Yeah, they're just iconic, and especially Lord of the Rings. I totally forgot that. Thank you. Like
I did too.
he
He was in one of the Bourne movies as well.
Oh yeah,
He's in so much stuff.
he looks good with short hair. He looks good with long hair. He looks good with a beard. He looks good shaven. I mean,
Yeah.
man,
He's awesome.
he's an awesome dude.
Good looking dude.
Other than that, other people, of course, because it's the time, they want Keanu Reeves to play Kraven.
It is the time of Keanu.
I don't know if you can see the picture of Craven in the middle there, Kristen.
Yeah, I know who Craven is.
I'm just saying, does that look like Keanu Reeves?
No, it doesn't.
No.
No, I don't think he would match the character well.
I'd believe Carl Urban before I believe Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would. I think Carl Urban's definitely got the look, especially with a beard. And they could, trim it up to look more like Craven and the mustache beard thing.
It depends also how serious they want to get with him. Like in Ultimate Spider-Man, way back when they introduced Craven, it was kind of like Steve Irwin, where he was this Australian dude who was mostly in a show and just for show, and he was a complete fraud.
Yeah.
That would probably go over pretty well with Carl Urban. That'd be pretty funny.
Yeah,
I
that
think
would
they
be
could do that
funny.
in the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yeah.
For sure. They could
That does
definitely do
fit that universe, doesn't it?
Yeah, it makes it real
Mhm.
in a sense, in a world where everybody watches TV,
All right, so I'd go with either Carl Urban or Danny DeVito. So.
Yeah, James's answer for everybody's fan casting is Danny DeVito.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I would go for Carl Urban over Keanu Reeves any day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For that character.
He
For
just,
that specific character.
He just would seem like he would fit the character a lot better.
Got the aesthetic.
Yeah. All right. Well, now, you guys ready for some showdown, or should we have some beer?
I think we should do beer first and then
Do you
showdown.
want to do beer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's
do
beer.
some beer.
Yeah, I like
Weekly
beer.
chug. We usually say Kristen get the beers, but we already got the beers.
Mhm.
We're here. We've got 3 beers from Astronomy Aleworks. We've got Return of the Citra, which we did a long time ago, but we're glad to try it again because we get to try it a second time and see how our palates have changed to this beer.
Yay.
I'm still going to like it, I bet.
I'm pretty sure
I like
it's
it.
beer.
Yeah.
It's wet. It's beer again. It's good.
Mhm.
Then we have Golden Ale, which Matt's telling us that's the one.
That's the one to start with.
That's the one to start with. And then Hazers on Stun. We've got, Rye IPA's Return to Citra. Golden Ale is Golden Ale, right? And then Hazers on Stun is a hazy IPA, a double dry hopped with Mosaic and Mandarina Bavaria hops, which we've never had those hops before. So it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
So we're going to try, like he said, the Golden Ale. And what was the ape's name on here? Caesar the
After,
Space Ape.
Yeah.
Yeah, after
Here is a glass of mead.
After Planet of the Apes.
yeah, correct.
Yes.
Ah, Jesus. That is loud.
All right. He brought us one of each, so we're gonna pack this open. All right. Smell that thing. Tell us about this beer.
It's a blonde ale. We brewed the first batch of it just as COVID started. I
Mhm.
brewed it with Manos from Abel Baker. He came over because he just likes to hang out, and pretty simple recipe. I brewed. I don't do a lot of the brewing myself, but I did brew that first batch.
Mhm.
Came up with the recipe. This and Return of the Citra are both my recipes, and I did that batch too, the first batch. And I have nothing to do with the hazy. I just paid for it. But,
I just bought it.
I didn't come up with the recipe. I didn't brew it. I didn't input on the recipe because I hate hazies. But yeah, so this one was a beer called Cheers to the Future. It was a very like, hey, it's COVID, so let's we'll come out of this. I put my little I have these, was it Mega Blocks? Yeah, Picard and Data cheersing the beer.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Now, how do you what's the process of coming up with a recipe to brew a beer? Like, I don't understand how that process actually works.
Well, it's kind of like what's the process with coming up with a recipe to cook with? So it's like, if you're a cook, you just kind of like, oh, I want this stuff and that stuff, and you know what the flavors are, you know how they're going to combine, and maybe you don't, and you just experiment around with it.
I do that all the time.
But basically you have an idea of what this does in this dish and what that does in this dish.
Yeah.
Same thing with beer. Coming up with
Scientific
beer recipe is the same
experimentation.
thing. Well, you do experimentation on the side before you do a big batch of something, or even you just go right into the big batch because, again, when you get to be a good enough cook, obviously paprika wouldn't work with this.
How to- How to do the foundational
I got to the
seasonings,
point
too.
where I just don't taste my food because I know, hey, I put this much salt in, because I used to work at a 5-star establishment, and I did that. Just throw some salt in there, but put it on the plate, and people are like, oh, it's so good.
Yeah, same thing with this. I mean, every batch will come out different because yeast is a live organism.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you're putting so many different things together, the yeast will always change it to different stuff. So
Yeah. I mean, look at
It's super golden.
it's super golden. It definitely has that the name on it for sure. It is a golden ale.
PT's Gold is missing a branding opportunity by not buying this beer.
Right? It had a nice head. It's very clear, very golden. Lots of great carbonation.
Yep.
Mm.
one of the things before you can a beer, you absolutely have to get the carbonation right. When you're not canning beer, we never measured the carbonation. We just did it by taste.
Mhm.
When you can the beer, it has to be specific. Otherwise, canning doesn't work quite correctly.
No.
It's
Is it different between can and bottle?
no.
No.
No,
Okay,
it's
so
not
all the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, so like when you're not canning, when you're just kegging and putting on tap, you can do it by taste. You don't need to like break out. It's a tool called a Zom and Nagel, and
That's a funny word.
Yeah, well, Zom and Nagel, it's people's name. So,
Oh, okay.
And you shake it up, and it measures the carbonation yeast. And it does a thing, and like it tells you how much gas is in there, and but honestly, by taste, you can pretty much get it right where you want it, to where it doesn't work. But the machines that can really care what it is,
It's a very crisp. I like the flavor. Like, it's a very good flavor. It's like not too harsh where it's like, oh, can't really drink it, but then it's not like piss water.
This is easily drinkable.
It's got the mouthfeel of a good apple cider too. Like it's very
mouthfeel, not taste, but feel.
Yeah, no, it doesn't taste like cider.
No, nothing close to yeah.
No, it's got a very smooth flavor.
There are several off flavors in beer that can develop. I can't remember the one that tastes like apple cider. My off flavor game isn't too high, but there is an off flavor in beer that tastes like apple cider.
Nice.
The most common off flavor in beer that all the home brewers know is called diacetyl. And diacetyl is the chemical that you use for buttered popcorn.
Ooh.
So it's slick and tastes buttery, which is not what you want in a beer.
No.
So I have a question
Yeah.
when it comes to like brewing beer and everything, because of course we've tried hundreds of beers on this show, and every time we pour a beer, it's always either a different color or like how a different consistency of when we pour it and everything. Is that have to do with the brewing process or the different types of hops you
Ingredients.
use? It's all
not
like
hops don't add any color to the beer. It's all the malt.
okay, so it's like is there like different types of malts you can use for different things?
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See,
So
I
many
didn't know
different
this.
So
So
you have endless possibilities with beer.
So it's
Yeah.
it's kind of
Yeah,
like it's
you
like
really do.
kind of like different seasonings. Like there's hundreds of seasonings that you can
No,
use for like certain things for like cooking. But
I wouldn't call it seasoning for that. I would call that like basically that's your meat.
Oh, okay.
So the malt is more like your meat. So
okay.
you have chicken, you have free range chicken, you have chicken you ran over in a car, beef,
The ones we can find in
veal,
old Fair Oaks.
you know, veal,
Yeah.
you know, and so on. So many different
Yeah.
kinds of meat. The seasoning would be the hops.
Oh,
That would
okay.
be the closest analogy to cooking. Seasoning would be the hops.
So to get the colors and all that
That's all
stuff,
malt.
it's all malt.
Yeah, and the colors come from not only the different malts, but also how they're processed. I mean,
Oh.
all the it's malted barley, but you kiln roast it.
Oh,
And
okay.
So you get roasted, and that gives you different colors.
Oh.
Or it's naturally a different color. Wheat is a slightly different color.
yeah.
And, you know, caramel colors to things, and it comes from different roasting times,
Mhm.
etc.
Oh, that's really cool because we've tried some weird flavors too, like where they're like purple or like
Well,
Those
that's
are
food coloring,
green.
or that's food coloring or
Like
fruit.
Fruits, yeah.
fruits. Well, I know some of them were fruits because it was what it was from it was this Vice.
They're just sours.
Yeah,
and
they're
vices,
sours.
Vices and stuff
They,
like that.
they use like real
Sure.
fruit in there. So,
So with beer, the colors you get naturally in beer range from yellow, darkening to orange,
yeah.
darkening to brown,
Mhm.
darkening to black.
Mhm.
Red is in there in the middle too, and those are the only colors you're naturally going to get in a beer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to add fruit and like we have a yellow beer. We put 25 pounds per barrel of cherry in it,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's bright red.
Wow.
What makes beer green? I don't know. I think I think some people use food coloring or artificial stuff,
They have
Okay.
to.
especially
Yeah.
especially with the slushies you're talking about.
hmm
A lot of people use marshmallow extracts and
Mhm.
stuff like that. There's no
Yeah.
such
Wow.
thing as extract from marshmallows because you can't extract flavor from a sugar.
No, you can't.
You
just have to
You're
add more
just
sugar.
using it's just marshmallow flavoring. They call it
Yeah.
extract. Like, you're not extracting shit, but yeah. So
Yeah.
it's so that and then you can make that any color you want.
Oh,
So-
that's cool. See, I didn't know that. Like, these are things that I wanted to know.
Oh sure.
Because, like, I love how some of them, it looks like apple juice or it looks like cider, but then some of it looks like a dark orange juice. And it's like, it's so crazy how,
Yeah,
like,
a lot of hazies look dark orange.
and I
ours
love,
ours is pretty yellow.
yeah,
Yeah.
see,
Oh,
I
nice.
love hazies.
That's
like,
that's
it's,
straight up golden to me.
I know
This
that,
is beautiful.
That's beautiful.
yeah, it's a beautiful color.
And I ain't gonna lie, I think I found my new favorite blonde, easily drinkable ale. Like this is so.
It's
good.
also super inexpensive. It's $9.99 a 4-pack. So that's
See,
$2.50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. That's
Man,
Wow.
we would give like 4 of those.
Yeah.
Hell
Spend-
Well, we're like I said, we're gonna go and visit him at his actual
yeah.
place
Okay.
and drink some beer.
So, James, what is your coulda woulda?
Oh, by
Well,
the way, no, I want to say
well,
this is
first-
a 5% though, so
Mm.
that's it's a very easily drinkable beer. It's not super full of alcohol,
Mhm.
so you're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's easily drink too, so you can drink this with football, with video games, with comic books. It's great.
Or because he's called, hockey stick. Hockey.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
Um,
And it's called Golden, and those are the Golden Knights
Golden
colors.
Knights.
I
yeah,
wonder-
there you go.
I wonder who thought of that.
I
don't know.
I don't know.
So Matt, on the show, whenever time we taste a beer, we do a thing called a coulda woulda. How many could you drink, and how many would you drink?
How hypothetically would you drink?
Like hypothetically, and sometimes it can be honest, or sometimes, like the boys do, they're like, "I die for this beer," which
Right.
means you'll drink as much until you're dead.
Yeah.
This is my second today.
There it is.
Yeah, I
James?
like to liken coulda woulda to realistically, and if I had no limits.
And we also
And I'd say-
generally, sorry to cut you off, we generally also go by 4-packs is how we
Yeah.
rate them. Okay.
So I'd give this a 4-pack and a half straight across. Coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
This is easy to drink. I've already almost drank the can. It goes down smooth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something you want in your mouth.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a 3 and 3. I'm not as high as everybody else, but
She's smaller.
I'm tiny.
She gets drunk very quick.
But I think I'm going to do a 3 and 3. You know, it's a great flavor. It hits your tongue just perfectly, where it's just not going to give you that bitter beer face.
No.
It's very smooth. The color's beautiful.
It's one of your favorite types of beer. You love blonde ale.
Oh, I do love blonde ales. Like those are
golden ale.
Yeah, it's probably my top 3. So
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Wow. Top 3.
Mhm.
I'm definitely gonna do a 666. I'd die for this beer. For an easy
Awesome.
golden ale, I could definitely go for drinking like this all day.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I didn't want to get super crazy with like the high alcohol content, that's a good beer.
To
That's a good beer to drink with everything. I ain't trying to blow
Don't
smoke up
touch-
your
No,
ass.
that's awesome.
I'm telling you straight up, man.
Don't
like,
touch my can.
stop touching her can.
Ah, sorry. I didn't mean to touch your can.
You have your own can. Don't touch mine.
But you know, I
Well, then it's masturbation.
Wow.
Thank you for coming on, man. We're
No
enjoying
worries.
you so
That's
far.
what we need. That's what we do here. Definitely, I would. When we go and dry beers, we're gonna be coming home with at least a 4-pack of that.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
for sure.
You know,
Oh, mhm.
Oh, this would be good with my meatballs and rice.
everything you cook, it would be great with.
This would be good with the potato tacos, though.
Oh, the
yeah.
potato tacos.
For sure.
You can
No.
drink this with about anything. It's
Anything.
very versatile.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
definitely.
can taste it, like how I can imagine everything I eat, and I could eat it with this.
So, which hops did you actually use for this beer?
If they're
I can't.
This one was Magnum.
Magnum. Oh, see,
Fir-
more hops
fir-
we've never
first
had.
first batch we used CTZ. CTZ stands for Columbus CTZ Columbus Tomahawk Zeus.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh, we've had Zeus hops.
yeah, and I don't know why they all have the same name. I think the 3 strains just taste the same. I got to admit, I really don't know why it's called CTZ, because I used to use Columbus, and it's like, yeah, can you add in Columbus? Yeah, we got the CTZ. No, I said Columbus. So that's what the C stands for. Cool.
Whatever.
Maybe
so
you can't have Columbus.
just let me
without
make beer.
Zeus.
maybe as a professional, I should know, but I don't. Anyways, it's a very versatile hop, and that's what we used to begin with. We didn't have any CTZ, so hops aren't the point of this beer.
Hmm.
You need a little bit of bitterness to set off the sweetness of all the malt you're using. So hops are measured in part by what's called AAUs, alpha acid units,
Okay.
and that is the potential bitterness of a hop. There's more that goes in hops, flavoring hops, like the return of the Citra. The Citra tastes like grapefruit style. Mandarina Bavaria is very orangey.
Ooh.
Mosaic is also very kind of grapefruit flavor.
Mm.
But Magnum and CTZ, they're kind of piney. They mostly taste like bitter.
Okay.
So they're high alpha acid hops. So you basically use that to make the beer bitter, but you don't really want to taste the hop in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the longer the hops are in the boil, is the more bitterness you're going to get out of that. So it's a 60-minute boil. Most beers are 60 or 90 minutes. And so what you want it to taste like, you throw in at the end of the boil. What you want it to be bitter and not necessarily taste like, you throw in the beginning.
Okay.
So this uses a quick punch of hops, something just quick and dirty, just to give it a little bitter,
Ugh.
and then nothing else after. It's
Yeah.
not the
Ah.
point of this beer.
No, there's no bitter, like hardly.
No.
I can taste what that little.
Just a little bit,
that
just
little
a
bit.
little bit.
And
So
then
it's not
it's
sweet.
sweet.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. So that's what you want out of a blonde ale. See, now the return of the Citra is you want it to be bitter, but you also want it to be floral.
Mhm.
So you use a fair amount of bittering hops, and that does use CTZ at the beginning just to give it the bitterness.
Mhm.
But Citra is a relatively expensive hop. Like
Is
this Magnum is $8 a pound. CTZ you can get for $5 a pound. Citra is 25 bucks a pound.
Oh wow.
So that's great, but it's like if all you need is bitterness, why are you wasting the money? So you give it the bitter punch at the beginning of CTZ, and then you spend the money on the flavor and the aroma, and you do use a lot of hops, and you do spend a lot of money on it, but you don't really need it to make the beer bitter. There's a better hop for that.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, you're never going to taste it anyways. And if you threw more Citra at the beginning of the bottle, you'd never taste it because you're loading it down at the end. So why are you wasting money?
And half the people who are going to buy this aren't going to even know. Like if
No,
you
of
threw
course
it,
not.
threw it in the
No.
beginning and the end, they would never
Yeah,
know.
yeah, but the Citra, I mean, you can taste like, yes, this tastes like Citra.
Mhm.
That's because we dry hop it with Citra. That's because we put Citra at the very end in large quantities.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
I
really
was-
interesting. I didn't know that that's how you get the bitterness into a beer. Like,
This is what I wanted for this episode. I want
Yeah, that's
to
cool.
learn
Yeah.
about
No,
beer.
no
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, dude,
I
That's
feel
some
like
great
I feel like
info.
you were giving me a play-by-play when I was tasting this. To be honest,
I loved it.
but like
Cool.
I started this, you know, just a quick punch of bitter at the beginning. I'm like, oh, there's that bitter.
Yeah, there's that
Right?
punch. Yeah, exactly.
You feel it, and then it's all sweet from there on.
Yeah, right.
it's all uphill.
Okay. So we're gonna go from a golden blonde to, since we've had Citra, a Return of Citra before, we're gonna do that one last. We're gonna go to Hazers on Stun,
Yay!
the Mosaic Initiative.
I saw this one.
Hazy IPA double dry hop with Mosaic and Mandarina Bavaria hops.
I don't want one.
Yeah, he doesn't,
I don't like hazies.
he doesn't like hazies. He brews them, but he did not make this
Yeah,
one.
no.
What I really love is the whole Star Trek theme
Mhm.
to it, and I love that you have your the A for astronomy.
Yeah,
so,
so,
I
like-
thought that was really cool.
So the way the logo came about, I mean, I can show you pictures here. So
For the Bearded Beerman, if he watches this, this was brewed on 2/1. That was not even, that was a little over a week ago.
well, that's when it was canned. So
that was when it was
Okay.
canned.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah,
Yes.
Um,
So basically, Hazers on Stun, the Mosaic Initiative. It's got lots of Star Trek on it.
Hells yeah!
Proudly brewed on Earth by Astronomy Aleworks.
Yes.
I like that.
I mean, if you want to go visit them, they're on 7350 Eastgate, Suite 170 in Henderson, Nevada. Come and try some beers. This is a 6%. I'm excited for this.
I'm ex-
honestly.
I'm excited for this one too.
I drink all beer. It's weird. We've had on this show. We've had obviously hazies, tippas, dippas. We've had braggots. We've had what else have we had?
Galaxies.
No, like
Oh, not-
we've had things. That's different hops.
Oh, that's
yeah,
hot.
Galaxy's a hop. Yeah.
Braggot was a strange level of beer for us.
Yeah, that was different. It's like
yeah,
a mead beer.
braggots are super rare. It's not a mead beer. It's mead and
Mead,
beer.
mead and beer.
Yeah, it's
yes.
mead and beer mixed.
It was called Intergalactic Battle Mammoth. I forgot.
Oh.
who-
Yeah,
I
I
forgot.
had that beer. I didn't like it.
That's weird.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Okay,
got a strange
So
taste.
to us, it tastes like how burnt hair and nail polish smells.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, we did. I don't diss on beer, but like, it was different.
Yeah.
Like, it's not something I'd go back to. Like, I want to try it one more time just to see if I just wasn't giving it the right thing.
Fair enough.
But
Well, I forget. Wasn't that from Mason?
maybe.
I think so.
Yeah, well,
I
because
think so.
it goes with their art scheme.
Yeah, it probably was. They
we,
do like a
oh
metal kind
god,
of
we
thing.
we tried. What was the one that we tried last? The oats one.
Oh yes, I forgot what it was.
Oh, the oats one was
let's
so
do
good.
Hazers on Stun
Yeah,
by
let's-
Astronomy. Let's stop talking
Yeah.
about Mason.
Yeah, so the way we did the logo, I was at what is it?
Ooh.
I was at Love Lady Brewing, and I was thinking about logo ideas, and I just took a pic because I can't draw for shit. I cannot draw at all.
Hey, me too.
So I took a picture of Saturn. I just drew a upside down V over it, like. So I met up with this artist, and you know where I met this artist? Because he's the guy who does all of Love Lady's art.
Ooh, nice.
And I contacted him and said we ought to meet up somewhere in the middle. PT's Brewery is where I met him. Yeah, so-
No, when did you meet them there? Because I worked there about 2.5 years ago.
yeah, you might. This was 2017.
Oh, see, I didn't start there
Yeah.
till 2018.
Yeah,
Okay.
we weren't back yet.
Yeah, so I met him there and told him what we were doing, gave him some ideas. And then he sent some back, and my cousin said, "Why don't we just rip off the Starfleet logo?" I'm like, "Because you'd be ripping off the Starfleet logo."
How dare you?
So I told him about that idea. It's like, I think I could do something that won't get you sued.
Yeah,
And that's what we have, because if you look at that shape,
it's your logo.
it is kind of the Starfleet logo.
Yes.
If you were to trace like a line right there from the bottom of that, it would be kind of a Starfleet.
Yeah.
It, no, it gets
Oh,
the
wow.
point across, but it's the Astronomy
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Aleworks logo.
That's
so
cool.
It's not a a Starfleet logo, but you could turn it into one something like that very quickly.
But if you think about it, what really sets it off of what it makes you feel like is the Starfleet logo is the yellow shirt.
Oh yeah, and I insisted on that because
You can't have a red shirt on there.
we're eventually gonna do, if we do a red IPA, we're recoloring this in red. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Or just a red, like what's it, an Irish red or something. That'd be dope.
Or yeah, well, probably just for the hazy series. So we'll do a hazy red IPA.
Ooh,
Nice.
which
There
you
you go.
know we're gonna have to try.
Yeah, we would
because-
have to try that.
But yeah, so so what I do is I can't draw, but I can picture what I want in my head and Photoshop it sort
Okay.
of. So
Oh, there you go.
Hey, that works. It's some way of getting it out.
let me see here. I'm trying to find the.
To me, I smell the citrus, very citrusy, and it can smell a little bit of floral to it. It's really nice. It's the head is nice and thick.
The color on is the
It's
same.
white.
It's the same. It's the same gold, but it's like full
a-
opacity.
It's a hazy for sure.
So
Like,
this is the attack ships on fire that I came up with.
Oh, nice.
I was like, this is what I want the thing to look at. And
That's
pretty
you're probably
cool,
gonna
yeah.
be able to see it very
Kristen,
well,
that's
right?
the one that we
So-
tried.
Mhm.
So that's what I sent him. I said, basically I said, make this look cool. And that's what he came up with.
Yes.
Oh,
you made
dope.
it cool.
Yeah, so
He
that's
did.
what he came up with to make
That
it
was
look cool.
that was actually a really good beer,
Um,
and this is a really good beer. Sorry, I'm like
You're a hazy fan.
I am a hazy fan.
Yeah.
She was
I
looking to
like
get
it.
into it.
We actually tried a triple hazy Tippa 2 weeks ago, and that was like, wow, my favorite.
That was a lot of stuff.
But this is actually very good. It's not very overpowering. It has a very great flavor plus aftertaste.
I'm giving it a full thing. Let me have yours.
I love
that's a
the
beer
color.
zombies glass. We're not trying to do that.
Oh, Beer Zombies is great.
I
Plug
know,
them.
but I'm definitely.
Hi, Chris, if you're watching.
Yeah,
I want to show. Yeah, Chris
Yeah.
Jacobs. He said he wanted to be on our show, but he's been so busy. So
No,
Yeah.
he's just a loser. You don't want to.
no,
Chris
this
is
you
is
heard
the
that,
awesome.
Chris. Prove him wrong.
I'll just text him right now.
yeah, there you go. Like, hey, be on the Munch Bros.
this
I'm
is-
on the
Said he
Munch
wanted
Bros.
to.
All the cool people are doing it.
Yeah, dude.
this is actually a very good flavor.
How'd you like it?
I really enjoy it.
Well, I'm gonna say that the head builds really well. It's very nice and light.
Oh, I'm way past that.
No, I'm doing this for our buddy, the Bearded Beerman.
Mhm.
He does beer reviews.
Oh, cool.
We're gonna pick some up before we go to SAC in March, and I'll give him some of your beer, and he'll review
Awesome.
it on his YouTube channel.
Very cool.
Because he doesn't get your beer, and we don't get a lot of beer that he gets. So,
He actually is an Aspire brewer.
yeah,
Oh.
he is a home brewer that starts in his garage right now.
Most of us start in our garage.
Is that where you started in the
He
garage?
sent us
Nice.
so much beer already. That's
And he makes
So,
great beer.
it's like,
Yeah.
look at your
So-
cans right now. This is what I sent to the artist.
for Hazer's own
Yeah.
stunts.
And as you can see, like the elements are basically there, but
That's
I just
great.
so. This is Caesar as well, correct?
Yeah, that's
so,
Caesar as
So
well.
Caesar
If you see
is
him
just like the
He's
The
you
mascot.
see an ape.
He's
It's Caesar.
ubiquitous. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
so
gonna
yeah,
try
again,
it.
I can't draw, but I can,
Yeah. so.
communicate what I want.
Why did you decide to
Whoa.
call him Caesar?
I didn't. He
He
did,
cleans up
which
sweeter.
is weird. I don't know. I'm pretty sure he came. The artist Jed Olson. I'm pretty sure he came up with the name Caesar, but it's
No.
Planet of the Apes
It's
reference.
Planet
Yeah,
of the Apes,
yeah.
yeah.
That's the only. I was like, you named him from Planet.
I mean,
of
but
the
if you,
Apes?
yeah, but
we
that's
have
sci-fi.
a giant Caesar painted on the wall.
Oh, that's so cool.
And then
Dope.
that's next to our Star Trek Next Generation bureau.
Yes, I saw that.
Mm.
Nice.
But if you
That's
think
cool.
Caesar, that's a sci-fi movie. He's
Mhm.
about sci-fi.
No.
So that's what it is.
I
you
know.
This is way different than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's not like
This
what
is a
you
lot
think.
sweeter than
Yeah.
what I was expecting.
It cleans up sweet. That's what it is. Like it tastes like
It's
a
supposed
IP
to.
at the
Yeah,
at
it's-
the beginning, and it cleans up real sweet.
Wow, it's interesting. I like it.
Yeah,
Man,
it kind of reminds you of like putting a little bit of orange on your tongue at the,
the
end.
mandarina. Yeah, that's what he was saying. Is like more like an orangey kind of thing. you know,
Yeah.
like orangey hops.
Incredible.
Hmm.
How to- this is beer science, man.
There's my little Picardin data. So.
Aw.
Nice.
I'm gonna give this a 4D beer, man.
You like
This is,
Oh,
that?
this is
God.
kind of strange.
You dunk it yourself.
I do
in-
have a
into
lot
it
of
for
No, I'm
sure.
Star
no,
Wars
I'm
stuff,
I'm,
but I
I'm
just
saying
don't
this is
have it
this is a
out.
4D beer, man.
This is good.
This-
Yeah.
Actually, right now those are my two favorite Star Wars pieces I have. It's actually printed on.
So these page
books.
okay, so up here, I know people on at the show can't see it, but these pages are over 100 years old from certain books. I don't know which ones.
we have the
but
authenticity.
but the artist drew these Star Wars murals on them, and basically made them artwork, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Their line is pornography.
It
Yes.
probably is. It's pornography.
It's all
There's
pornography.
nudity all over it.
It's-
Dicks everywhere.
It's that sci-fi, you know, when you want to watch a New Hope and it's not the one you're looking for.
You can see if there's a jizz stain on the corner.
No, they're an enlightened society. Like if you read something a certain way, it's deep and profound, and if you read it a different way, it's deeply sexual and disturbing.
Exactly.
Just like you, James.
Yeah, right?
Oh God, no one wants to talk about that.
Everyone
All right,
wants to
Ryan,
talk about how disturbing my.
I'll give it 4. I could drink a 4-pack of this. Like, I've not hated any of these beers.
I said,
And I'm gonna be real with you if I do. Like, I love these beers. Like, I liked Tack Ships on Fire. I know you didn't because you're not in. It's because you're not in sours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you either like sours or you don't.
I mean, she likes some of them, but like, I think it's because when she gets
it's
like
a hit or miss.
Wait, if you get a citrus sour, it's because its citrus is so strong,
Mhm.
it hits your taste buds really hard.
Mhm.
Me, I used to freaking down warheads all on my entire childhood.
Yeah,
so like sours are great.
There's certain sours I like, but I like the Vice sours. Those ones are good.
Those are so like tamer though.
Yeah,
That's
they're
why.
super tame. Like if I get
She's talking about Wild Barrel.
yeah,
Yeah, I
Wild
know.
Barrel.
We had a black currant one, and that's not citrus. That's why you liked it.
Mhm.
Citrus hits
It's
you.
also loaded down with puree, so if like you drank one of my
I know that's what I like
slushy
about
sours,
Oh yeah,
it
he
wouldn't-
does
yeah.
slushies.
it. Ooh.
I want to do a
She would
slushy.
definitely try it.
Like I will always try a beer,
Oh yeah.
but I just don't always
Do you
like
do?
it.
Got a question. Do you do flights?
Oh yeah, we do flights.
Okay, that's how we're gonna try beers.
Mhm.
I got a little story.
We'll just get a
If
flight
we
for
got to
each
do an
person.
episode with a cell phone, we will.
guys, I got a little story on hazies,
Okay.
or sours
Tell
anyway.
us your story.
The first sour I ever had was like a hazy pineapple sour,
Ooh.
and it got me sick to my stomach. Boy, I did not like sours for like a good 6 months after that. I was just not into sours.
It's like me and tequila.
Yeah,
You
there
don't
you go.
like, you don't like
Hey,
tequila?
that's
Didn't.
You didn't.
yeah.
I still don't like tequila, but I'll
that-
drink margaritas.
That was
Well,
me.
yeah.
My
We
first,
got some tequila in the freezer.
That was me from like 18 to like 28.
Yep.
More like 15 to like 28.
Oh Jesus Christ, James.
Yeah, those 20 to 30 for me with tequila.
Honestly, I'm gonna be real. I didn't get into drinking beer until I was like probably 27. I've always tried beer.
Was.
Wait, no. I drank hard alcohol. That's the first thing that I ever drank. And it was awful. James knows. I was in a thrash band, and I drank nothing but Jaeger.
I was gonna say
No.
Jaeger.
It was
I was
such
about to
a
say,
thing.
I bet it was Jaeger. I
It
bet
was-
you were a Jaeger guy.
It was
I
such
drank a lot of
It
Jaeger,
wasn't
too.
that I was a Jaeger guy. This is the thing that I could stomach. I loved Guinness and Jaeger. It was weird.
Yeah, I used to
Hey
drink
Ryan.
Jaeger, too, and I
Hey
grew
Ryan.
up.
what was the drink that we drank all the time when we first started dating?
I don't know. It's been so long.
Jaeger and $6 bottles of wine.
Well, $6 bottle of wine, we don't mind that. That gets you where you need to be.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's cheap.
$6 is expensive for cheap wine. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
that's a yellowtail. That's
Oh no, we do Livingston.
Livingston.
yeah. See, there you go. If you want really cheap wine, you get the $3 chuck over at the
$3 Chuck.
Yeah.
Oh, I
You
get
could be
those.
over at Trader Joe's. That's
Yeah.
cheap wine.
No,
be
That wine
absolutely-
is bad.
I
You
think
can be
Right.
absolutely ecumenical about it. Get the Carlo Rossi.
Oh God.
Yeah, you could. That's
Now,
not
if you
good.
if you want bad like alcohol, you go to Trader Joe's again. You get vodka of the gods.
Yeah, you know that's super high rated and it's terrible.
It's terrible, but you know what the thing? It doesn't burn like you think it would.
That sounds
It
awful.
goes down smooth, but it's awful flavor.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I didn't get into beer until I was like at least 27. Like, and
Oh, I was drinking beer
never-
since I was 14.
I ain't gonna lie again. I did not have a sour until we did this podcast.
Me either. That's
I
what's
didn't
so
know
crazy.
they existed.
Yeah.
That's like I said. I told him earlier. I was like, because of us trying beers, I got to know a city that I did not grow up in. I learned more about Las Vegas from drinking the beer from the craft beers that are here.
Mhm.
I got
There you
to,
go.
or at least the people that are close by, because not all of them are from Vegas. You know, we've had Mason, we've had Beer Zombies, we've had Astronomy. Abel Baker, that's one of Kristen's favorites.
That's one of
know, like
I like a Atomic Duck Quarantine Edition. That
you
is
like Atomic Duck everything.
well,
There's no duck in it.
There's no duck. I know what the hell.
and you know what?
I need some extra duck.
I need some
What the hell?
duck in that medium rare with some freaking mushroom sauce. Like what the fuck?
They need to
Sorry.
have a beer called I Don't Give a Duck.
They might. You know.
That would be
I'm,
great.
Alright.
I'm well known for harassing Abel Baker about
There you go.
Atomic Duck.
Yeah, you,
All right,
you
if you-
harass them and say we need a beer called I Don't Give a Duck.
All right, tell them if they ever do a real super fancy style of beer, call it Duck à l'Orange.
Duck l'Orange.
Hey, Chris. Chris
Hey.
is here.
Chris, that's the
Hi,
bearded
Chris.
beerman.
The bearded
Matt,
beerman.
He's the one that does the reviews. We're with Matt from Astronomy Aleworks.
James, what is your coulda woulda?
My coulda woulda, I'd give it. I could realistically drink 3 of these, and then I'd be tapping out because like it would expand in my stomach real quick.
It's a thicker.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it a 4 though because I'd like to drink 4 of these.
Mhm.
I
It's a
would
good flavor.
like James said, it is a little bit thicker beer. I'd probably do a 2 and 3.
That's
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah, that is perfect for me. A 2 and
That's
3
good for
is
you.
actually perfect,
You're
and
gonna feel toasty, and you're gonna definitely go back and get more.
I'm not drinking all these right away because I'm gonna drink these during the showdown.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm gonna save that one for.
Mm-hmm.
And probably the Citra too. I gave mine right.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. That was for that one.
You said 4 and 4.
Okay, well then there you go. Like I said, I'm feeling it already.
Yeah, you already said 4 and 4.
I give it a 0. I sipped this beer once.
Yeah.
I know it's good because it's everything I hate in hazies, so I know it's good.
So is there a reason why you don't like hazies, or
I don't like the super juicy flavor. I
Okay.
don't like the mouthfeel thickness. I like orange juice. I don't like my beer to taste like orange juice.
That's
It's
true.
weird.
Oh, okay.
I can
And
see that.
Honestly, it's weird because I like orange juice.
Mhm.
You like orange juice? Yeah. You like this beer? Tastes like orange juice? Nope, don't like it. So
Hey, you know what? We'll save this one for Chris when we go to SAC. We'll get the Hazards instead for him. Return to the Citra.
And this
Kristen?
is the second time that Return of the Citra has come into the Munch
And you know
cave.
what? Now that we know about Caesar the Space Ape, we see him everywhere now.
You know what's
Yeah.
great is
he's
we're,
on every one of the labels.
That's awesome.
and we're going to have to be like, find Caesar. There he is.
Product placement, man. That's great.
But-
I love this artwork.
Yeah,
Is it
the
the same
artwork-
guy?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the reason why we picked this up because a lot of it, which of course you're trying to sell
That's
something.
why.
Yeah.
That's why we picked it
A-
up
a
originally.
lot
I
of-
saw the freaking eye
when it-
monster.
Yeah, when it comes to selling things, you need something that's going to catch somebody's eye.
Mhm. Absolutely.
And this definitely caught our eye. And
Yeah.
we're like, oh, this looks interesting. Maybe we should try this. And what's it called? That's why a lot of the beers we choose is, that's awesome artwork. Maybe we should try it.
Yep.
Is he does he like to be shouted out? Like
Oh yeah, Jed Olson. Yeah,
Jed Olson?
I already said his name a couple times. I'll say it
Okay.
again. Jed
I'm sorry.
Olson.
I'm,
Yeah, he's
I'm
awesome.
drinking. I didn't hear.
Jedart.com. JEDART.
Yeah,
.com. Yeah, he's awesome.
He's
He does
dope.
all of Love Ladies stuff
So-
too.
Oh,
You said
awesome.
Yeah,
you said his name was Jed
does
Olson.
he-
Jed Olson.
Jed Olson. I'm sorry. What was his name again?
Jed Olson.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
We got it.
So does he?
Susan.
Susan.
So does he only do artwork for breweries? And
No, he does other stuff.
Oh.
Like for instance, that piece of art, he repurposed it. He did it. I don't know what the band was. I'd never heard of him, but he tried to do a poster for a band, and they're like, "Yeah, this isn't what we're looking for." And when he was coming up with the label ideas, he's like, "Well, I got this old thing I did for this band. If I just because he had their heads in there like in Futurama and shit.
Mhm.
But if I just take that out and put in a beer glass,
Yeah.
would that work for him? Like, dude, that would be great. He said, you just got to put Caesar in there. He's like, oh, definitely, yeah, he'll be on the side.
We got it.
And he
Too
showed it
easy.
to me. I'm like, this is perfect. So
Well,
he
we-
actually didn't design this for me. He designed it for something else. But
That's
Cool.
yeah, so he does other stuff too.
How
Well,
serendipitous.
artist.
we're trying to find somebody who can do our likeness, kind of, but
That'd be
in
cool.
a fun, weird
we
way.
can hit him up. We definitely hit him up.
That'd be awesome. Okay, so I'm actually really excited to retry this because we did this one eight?
It was a long.
It was like
time
8
It's when
months
we-
ago,
I think
right?
when we started.
It was back when you had like bad reactions to
Oh yeah,
IPAs.
I did the bitter beer face every time I drink a beer. I didn't like.
Yeah, she'd be crazy.
So there's a beer app called Untapped, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like basically Facebook for beer. It's a review thing where people, drink beers and they log them.
Oh god, I would be so powerful on this.
Yeah, well, it's like when I was a consumer, I thought it was the best app in the world. I loved it. As a brewery owner, I'm like, oh god, because like you do get educated people in there, you do get legitimate criticism, but you get like 1 star. I don't like sours.
Oh, you got the
And
Yelp.
you get the,
stupid.
Yeah, you get the Yelp. 1 star. I don't like sours. Somebody wrote in this beer. This beer is bitter. So I almost never reply. It's like 1 star. This beer is bitter. I'm like, thank you.
You know what that reminds me of what was that show on Netflix about the 2 brothers who ran the brewery?
That show was horrible.
But
Beer Brothers or something like that.
Brew Brothers.
but
That's
it
what
reminds me of the snob.
The snobby brother.
This isn't good. Throw it all away. Do it again. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
As
it's not
somebody in
good.
the industry, I watch that show and I'm like, that's not how that.
No,
That's not a brewery.
that's
not.
that's a character.
Yeah,
That
I was
guy-
like, that doesn't work.
nobody does that. Oh, just throw it away. It's not good. It's like that's stupid.
What?
that kind of sounds like what that app is, where you get these people who think they know things, but they probably don't know things.
No, it's Yelp for beer.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
little bit, but the problem is, like, a lot of people look at it as their own personal beer journal, which is awesome because they like, oh, have I had this beer? Did I like it? And they look up, I did have this beer. I didn't like it. Well, I like it now, so that's cool. That's awesome. That's great. The
Yeah.
problem is it feeds into your aggregate score, and your score is there, so people say, oh, that brewery only has the 3.3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they must not be good.
That's
Where it can be
dumb.
ruined by a whole lot of weird
a-
shit.
and
And
what's
that's not cool. You
And
know?
to me, that's so crazy because we don't ever go off what other people say.
No.
Like, we don't give a fuck what other people say.
I
Like,
don't blame you,
we want to try it for ourselves.
Yep.
And
And you all should.
yeah, and half the time, we either all agree or there's one of us who doesn't agree. But
It's like I use it for movies. Like, why do you care what Rotten Tomatoes says? Go watch the movie. If you don't like it, then talk about it.
Exactly.
Don't let somebody fucking make that decision for you.
exactly.
Don't
That,
let Untapped tell you that astronomy's not good.
So
Dude, they're fucking amazing.
when I look at reviewing something, I also try to take into account why a thing was created and does it serve its purpose.
Mhm.
So that comes off something that I was in a philosophy class in my community college way back when.
back
And-
when the world was all flat.
yeah, pretty much. And,
See, I'm the youngest one out of everybody, so I can say that. So
fair enough. And so like this one girl is saying like, everything has a right to live. I just flipped out. I don't know. I was having a bad day, and I was like, oh, because she was a vegetarian, of course.
oh, of
I
course.
was like, it's like, oh, so the driveway that has a right to live never was alive. It's like, you're a vegetarian. You know that carrot was alive, right?
Right?
And you're impinging upon its right to live. And the teacher was a friend of mine, basically, and we went out and talked about it. And he's like, the better way to put it is, does everything have a... That was awesome.
Dude, why are you
Chicken
holding him in?
I know.
he was
Yeah,
he was talking.
it's
and I
okay,
didn't
that was
really-
cool.
I
She
didn't
She
has
really-
has
some of the
was
craziest
awesome.
loud
She was-
burps ever.
She was 100% holding it in.
I was
But
holding
what he
it
said
because he
was
was talking.
that everything has a right to attain its telos, or everything has a right to do what it was supposed to have done. So, for instance, that carrot was never supposed to be the president of the United States, even though we had a carrot. President of the United States. It was never supposed to be the president of the United States. It's supposed to be food for a rabbit or for you. So, killing that carrot for food is not wrong. It's just done what it's supposed to do. Stomping on an ant is a bad idea. You're being a dick.
Right?
So I look at that with art, where so you take a look at some movies, like, okay, you got Kevin Smith all over there. Clerks,
Yep.
great movie. It's not Citizen fucking Kane.
No.
It never was supposed to be.
No.
So you look at and you kind of put it on, so how much did it achieve, or in its case, overachieve its original goals?
Mhm.
Like, holy shit, that movie was incredibly successful for his tiny budget. The
Mhm.
amount of art he was able to put into that. Whereas you take something that Michael Bay would do,
Ugh,
and you have
explosions
all
everywhere.
the money in the world, and it sucks.
Explosions
Yeah.
everywhere.
So you're saying something is complete when it fills its niche.
Or what it was trying to do. So, like with beer, for instance, like this blonde ale is not a Russian Imperial Stout that was aged in a bourbon barrel.
No.
It never will be.
No.
And it's
You
not
cannot-
supposed to be.
You can't judge it against things like that.
Yeah.
So it's a blonde ale. It's inexpensive. That's a damn good blonde ale. It's terrible compared to, the Russian River IPAs, but it's not supposed to be.
We had Russian River last week, didn't
That
we?
was plenty deal.
Yeah, we had plenty
Yeah.
of ale.
One of the most
And-
famous beers of all time.
Yeah, it's one of the
and
OGs.
I actually,
right there,
I've actually never had it until last week. It was fantastic.
Dude, like we had a buddy who was on the show. He sent us
Yeah.
some of that, and
Yeah.
they, even though he's from the Bay, he had never had it. She had definitely never had it from here. But it blew their mind.
I remember when I tried it the first time.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, getting back to this whole app thing, because
If I got Untapped, I would consider it my Pokedex. Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah.
Well-
Gotta drink them all.
well, the thing is like I feel like people should have their own opinions and not.
Yes.
Okay, so I have opinions when it comes to certain food places. Like if I see something that's 1 star and it's looking kind of stingy, I'm gonna be like, maybe
Sure.
not. But if I go to a place and people are like, oh, it's like 3 stars and it's actually clean, there's good service, then you know what? I'm going to give it a try. And then I'm going to base it off that.
I ain't gonna lie, but them 1-star dirty places sometimes are pretty bomb.
3 in the morning when you're drunk as fuck and you're just like, I just need some food right now.
Super Troopers is equivalent of the 1-star, kind of sketchy.
Exactly.
And that movie's awesome. I think its tomato meter somewhere like 27%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
This movie's fucking great. You know?
But I encourage everybody to try for yourself and not go off what people who don't even know what they're talking about.
Absolutely.
All right.
No, honestly, I think a review of a beer or anything should be your own personal experience, not
Oh, yeah.
it's bitter. That's a dumb. They shouldn't even be allowed
I know,
as a
and
review.
again, it's a shame that just goes on quote unquote your permanent record.
Yeah, it's
There
bullshit.
ought to be like a private beer section for yourself, where it's like I tried this beer, and then it shouldn't. And again, a lot of people don't use the app, so it's not like I know I've lost business over it or anything like
No.
that. I know that's not true,
But then you always have the not faithful but the recurring clientele that always wanted to see what you have to offer.
Yep.
And of course, we are going to be a part of that reoccurring clientele.
But with
Sure.
with everybody's taste buds, everybody tastes something different.
Exactly.
Like I can taste this and be like, oh, I taste
Yeah.
tons of fruit,
Absolutely.
not any floralness to it or anything. But it was good. It didn't hurt.
and it's
my,
completely
it was-
legit.
yeah.
You know?
I feel like a review shouldn't be a yes or no. It should be a tempering of what you should expect.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, to what to expect. So, it is not how I remember.
No.
I do taste the bitterness of it.
Mm.
It-
But it's so good.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you there. It is not like I remember. I don't hate it, but it's not something I'm going to seek through. Seek for. Like I'm not going to go out and be like, I want this beer. But it's just the fact that it still tastes really good, but it's not something I'm going to order if I go out. But
Yeah.
I do like it, but it's
IPAs are the toughest beer to get into. I got into IPAs very late.
Yeah.
well, the thing is, it's a rye.
Yeah.
I'm not a big rye IPA fan. I do like IPAs. But like I said, it is a different flavor from when I tried it 8 months ago.
Sure.
Because now I can actually appreciate how it tastes.
Your rating would probably be a lot better.
Yeah, my rating is a lot better
I could
because
drink that. It's so
before
good.
mine was a -1 and
Yeah.
a 0.
Mm,
Now mine would be I would do a 1 and 1. It's not something I would seek, but
that's
it's
all you need.
I know it.
Yeah.
It's not something I would seek, but it still is that complex flavor that I do respect and enjoy. So that's my rating.
Do you guys remember last week where we had Pliny the Elder?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the classic IPA taste. This has the same.
To me, yeah.
Yeah, it has the same taste
But
of
It
doesn't-
the
it
classic
doesn't-
IPA, but
It actually
also
is not the classic IPA taste. It's
No,
the
it's
classic
not.
West Coast IPA taste. It pretty much invented a genre all by itself.
really.
Classic IPA taste, the closest thing you're going to find to it commercially and easily, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale.
Okay.
Okay.
Sierra Nevada
What,
Pale,
really?
Yeah, is actually Sierra Nevada Pale is a lot like a classic IPA. So
I'm
Pliny
not.
the Elder,
yeah.
or it created a genre. That's why it was such a revolutionary beer.
Yeah.
And why you call it classic is actually telling, because that beer was considered the finest beer in the world by many for about a decade.
That's so
And now,
good.
now when people try it, though, a lot of people when they try it, they go like, "Yeah, this is good, but I don't see what the fuss is about." And the reason is because it
Standing-
is so good, everybody is imitated.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Honestly,
standing
this
on the
beer-
shoulder of giants.
This beer is somewhat an imitation of it because it's a West Coast IPA, and all West Coast IPAs came from that. Just like every car owes itself to the Model T,
Yeah, exactly.
you know,
Right.
and it is a Model T of IPAs.
As a
Of West
consumer,
Coast IPAs.
as a consumer, I will say that it has done its job of
So good.
modeling itself after Pliny, but also the aftertaste. It's amazing. Like, have you ever had those Gardetto rye chips?
Yes.
It's like having that on your tongue at the
See,
end.
okay, so
I
that's
can
where
definitely
I'm.
taste the
Okay,
rye.
so that's where I'm going to disagree with you because I cannot compare this to Pliny.
No?
Because I can't. But everybody has different taste buds.
Yeah, that's fine.
And to me, I cannot compare the two because this is good, but I liked Pliny better.
Oh, it's a better beer.
That's fair.
Pliny's way
Yeah,
better.
yeah.
Kidding me?
So, but the thing is I can't see how.
I'd rather drink Pliny the Elder.
Yeah. I just can't see how
any?
you can compare the two.
Oh, dude, I wish I had some. I'd definitely give you some.
Oh
Take
my
on.
god!
If I had
So
a consistent-
we were given 3. Me and him drank 2 before the actual show.
And then James got the rest
And
of
then James got the rest of it.
But
But I can't compare the two as like basically almost being the same. So that's
I'm not comparing. I can't compare.
No, you.
They're,
Well,
to me, they're two different beers.
They
Even
are.
though they're
They are.
similar, they're different. I can taste the rye in this, and you know, I never knew I liked rye as much
See-
when I drank this beer.
see, I'm not a big rye fan.
But I guess I am. I can taste that rye bread. It brings me back to as a kid when my babysitter would make sandwiches with rye bread, and I didn't even know the difference. I was just like, oh, it's bread. Like I taste the flavor of it, and then you get that IPA flavor, and it's just enjoyable.
Yeah.
Rye is like the middle space between bitter and umami.
Yeah, it's good.
See, to me, it's not something I would seek, but
Totally fair.
like I said, I'm gonna be completely honest.
But you know what, Matt? In a year, she will, because her taste buds are changing when we're drinking these beers differently.
8 months ago, I hated this. I didn't.
You hated all IPAs.
Oh, yeah,
not this.
This is good.
All
Yeah,
IPA.
any IPA, any DIPAs, any hazies, any even stouts I hated.
We would I can't even talk. We would force her to
Do-
drink random just beers, like
Yeah.
just so she could try them, because she would never have tried them if we hadn't forced her.
Mhm.
And now she's loving IPAs. And I tell you, in a year, you're gonna love that.
And you know what? I am down to try it in a year to see how my taste
do
buds
it.
has changed. But
I'm
as
gonna
of
drink
now,
this
Don't
without
save
you.
this can for a year.
No.
no.
That would be awful.
We'll
That
come
would
back.
be awful.
We'll come back to this in a year. But it's better.
Oh yeah.
But
The fact that your rating went up is a fucking
Mhm.
score for that guy right there.
But it's just not something I would. It's just not something I would seek. Like this is not. If I go to a
It's
if I go
not
to
something you seek. It's something that if you saw at if you didn't know any beers in a bar
and I saw
and you
this
saw
one,
that, you would say, "Give me that."
yeah, like if you gave me a plethora of beers and I don't know what any of those beers were, and I see this one, then
You'd be
yes.
like, "I know that."
But if I have a
me
plethora of beers and I see one and then I see this one, I'm gonna choose the other one.
But knowing you love Goldens and
I
you
do.
love hazies.
I do love Goldens and I do love
These two are
hazies.
definitely
Mhm.
good ones
Y'all
for
ever
you.
watch Three Amigos?
Yeah.
Yes.
I cannot,
plethora.
I cannot hear the word plethora without thinking of Three Amigos.
Do you know what a plethora is?
That is one of Ryan's top favorite movies.
Love that movie.
Oh, so good.
So how do you know if I have a plethora?
Do you know what the plethora is?
There's a male
But
plane. How can you tell? Well, didn't you see his tiny balls?
I gotta
but
take that out and watch that.
Man,
but
that's so good.
thank you for bringing this again.
Dude.
I did want to try it again.
You're
So,
welcome. Yeah.
but
I enjoy this
I'm
beer.
gonna tell
Nice.
you that 2 out of 3 ain't bad, man.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
You
So-
take it.
2 and 3?
No, I'm talking about the 2
yeah,
out
yeah,
of
yeah.
the 3
Yeah.
isn't
Oh, man,
bad.
If I was a brewer, I wouldn't expect everybody to love
Oh
them.
no, I don't love all my beer. I won't drink the hazy.
Yeah, he doesn't like his hazy.
I don't even like all my beers.
But if you like hazies,
Yeah.
the hazy is really good.
Well, the
That's what
thing is,
I'm
it's
told.
all like
mean,
you just brew beer just to brew beer. Not everybody's gonna like it.
I've-
And
I mean,
fucking
I-
bad.
And
I
that's
have-
a great thing about being a brewer.
I have a pretty a pretty
Jesus
liberal.
Christ.
I have a pretty liberal palate. Like
Yeah.
I like a lot of beers.
So do
Me
I.
too.
Like I even kind of like Dump Truck of the Gods.
Dude.
To-
Dump
to-
Truck of the
Hey,
Gods.
brag
It's,
it.
it's from Dust Bowl Brewery. It's called a mega IPA. It was really bitter, but it was really enjoyable.
It had a good balance. I
We'll see
think
if we can get one
That's
when
also
we're.
a good brewery. I've had their stuff.
I was gonna say, yeah, if we can get one when we're in SAC, we'll bring one for you.
It's an interesting taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's only two kinds of beers I don't drink: hazies and Bavarian Hefts.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll drink anything.
Nice.
Why the hatred toward Bavarian Hefts though?
Banana clove, bubblegum flavor. I don't like it.
Blech,
That's fair.
I don't think I've had a Bavarian Hatch,
That's
to be
fair.
a
honest.
bubble gum.
It's a quick enough answer for me.
I mean, it doesn't sound enjoyable.
I'm gonna be honest. If I found this in a tap house and I was uncomfortable with the amount of choices there, because like I have a problem with making choices. I'd see this and I'd be like, I'm gonna sit on that. I'm gonna sit on that beer.
Nice. Yeah,
I don't know what
I
that
got
is.
beers like that too, where it's like, can't go wrong with that one.
Right?
And there's some kind like honestly, if you don't know what to pick, sometimes Sam Adams is right there. It's like,
Always,
Sam Adams.
Sam Adams, always a good
choice,
decision.
yeah, always.
Like if you're looking for an IPA flavor and having a nice aftertaste, I'd say Return of the Citra. I'd give it a
Sometimes if I don't know what I want, I always either go for Corona or Tecate.
I'd give it a 4 and a 5. I could
Awesome.
drink 4 of these without getting dead, but I would drink 5.
So you could be dead.
Awesome, thank you.
Crazy Tall T, aka Joker, says y'all like medibles. I think he means edibles. He might be already on edibles. James likes edibles. I don't know about Matt or Kristen.
Yeah.
So
Whatever those are, those medibles, I like them.
So I don't really partake much because
Yeah.
I remember the first time I smoked weed way back when I was at this party and I was like, I just started drinking, for instance.
Okay.
I didn't drink for a long time. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not an instant alcoholic. I guess I can't drink. Why did I trust anything else he told me in high school? But I was like, all right, you're not going to smoke weed. That's where you're drawing the line. There's going to be weed at this party and you're not going to smoke weed. This really pretty blonde says, would you like this? I was like, yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
No,
And so I loved it. I loved weed. And I realized if I ever got into weed, I would never see my way out. Like, I'm huge because I like to eat and drink a lot.
Right.
I didn't used to be huge. And so I eat and drink a lot. So like with weed, I never got into it. But now that it's legal, yeah, I'll do edibles every now and then. Not often. But I don't smoke because I'm actually literally a bad smoker. Like the act of inhaling smoke into your lungs, I don't do very well. I do great on cigars because you don't put that in your lungs.
Yeah,
You put the
I
straight
don't
in your
puff-
mouth.
But you don't puff marijuana.
No.
So it's like I don't like it. I'm not good at it.
Marijuana's not
Edibles
about the
are perfect.
mouthfeel.
Yeah, see, I don't. I used to partake
A
a long time ago, but since my daughter, I think I did once after she was born, and I got so paranoid
Mhm.
that I haven't touched it since. Because it's like when you go, it's like when you go through evolutions in your life. You
Right.
know, like
Look, guys, I've smoked 2 bowls since we've been live.
James is the partaker.
James has no other really real responsibilities besides Jack.
I ain't gonna lie. My mom's not gonna listen to this. So, the last time I had an edible. It was a bad time. It was way before my daughter was even a idea.
That was my bad.
She worked at a Mexican restaurant.
This was like 5
Let me tell
years.
the story.
This was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. Let me tell the story. It's a good one. She worked at a Mexican restaurant. She was just a waitress at the time. She's always been a chef though, but she
Mhm.
could only find a waitress job.
Mhm.
Um,
I'm sorry.
And she got from one of the cooks.
Nope, he was actually the dishwasher.
Oh, thanks. That's even worse now. The dishwasher gave her edibles and was like, "Here, give them to your husband."
His name was Fernando.
It was a classic brownie, and I was like, "Okay." I ate half of it. Half.
I told you not.
Probably a bad idea.
And you know what? I was in a band where edibles was a thing, and it did not hit. This one, I guess everything in that one brownie on that one little half was everything. I shit you not. I was playing video games with my son, thinking I'm gonna be fine.
He
I've
was
done
like-
this constantly. I started getting lower and lower to the ground until I was laying on the ground. I was like, I'm melting into the carpet. I need to go lay down. So basically, I went to bed and fell asleep.
That sounds
And
like you
my-
just had a
also
rip.
said- oh, well, no, I woke up and my son's like, "Good night, Dad. I'm sorry you don't feel good." And I'm like, "It's okay, bud. Just go to bed. I love you."
And I had to take care of our son.
But no, the funny thing is every time I blinked, it was like a 4-hour span. It was crazy. I was like, never again, never again. Not gonna happen.
It's funny you say like, my parents aren't listening or my mom's not listening. It's like I remember my dad. So they grew up in the '60s, of course, and so like
Hell's yeah, yo.
Yeah.
My dad
So-
wouldn't care.
So
It's
when
my
I
mom.
so when I moved here to finish my degree, and they paid for it, but they said we're not going to put you up. You have to live with us. My parents are awesome, so it wasn't a problem. You know, me in my early 20s lived with my parents who have a fine wine collection and
Mhm.
taught me how to brew beer actually.
that's
dope.
cool.
That's
So that's
cool.
cool.
That is dope.
And so I was, so I'd lived with them for a few years, and then about moved out and whatever, got a job and everything. And then so I was at their place one time, and my dad's bragging, "Well, I haven't been without a stash since 1968." And I'm like, "Sure, Dad, I'm sure you've got a stash. So you want to see it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want to see your stash." I figured he's gonna pull out some raggedy old joint in his head.
He's been in his pocket for 20
He
years.
pulls out a fucking bag. It's like, "Where'd you get that?" He's like, "I lived with you guys."
Was it like a pound baggie or something?
Yeah, it was like that.
It's fucking brick.
He's got a Tommy Chong joint. It's fucking-
So
I've always wanted to buy a pound just to see how quickly I can go through it.
okay, I know my dad doesn't listen to the whole damn thing, but he actually told me he wanted to tell me about stories where he went to concerts and he was loaded on shit. So
Oh, I'm
And
fuck
pretty
you, Dad.
sure.
He did Dergs.
So when I was about 16, 17 years old, my stepdad smoked weed. And I knew he smoked weed, but my mom was like so oblivious to it. Like, whatever. I remember one night, everybody was gone, but my stepdad was home with me. And my mom was gone, my sisters were gone, everything like that. I broke into his toolbox, stole like at least a good little nugget, smoked it, and then went inside. He came in, he goes, "Kristen," I'm like, "What?" He goes, "If you want to smoke, damn it, just ask me. Don't fucking steal from me." I'm like, and I'm like high as shit going, "Huh?"
What?
Well, see, that would have gotten a hammer to my head when I was a child.
Well, the thing is,
James's parents.
the thing is, he goes, "Just don't tell your mother."
I don't know. I think your dad would be cool, but your mom definitely.
Yeah, definitely not. Smoking the devil's lettuce.
No.
That devil's lettuce.
James grew up in a very
Religious.
environment.
Yeah, before we were legal out here, I was going up to Seattle a couple times because that's where I'm basically from. My dad's like, "Bring me back weed." He wanted edibles. It's like, "Bring me back edibles." I'm like, all right.
And that's where you get shrooms too, man. Like,
Which we've had.
yeah.
Texas is where you get
Oh, I
shrooms.
love
No, up in Washington, that's where you get some
We
shrooms.
did,
That's
we did shrooms in Washington.
Yeah, that's where you get them because it's so moist up there. They grow really well.
No,
Oh,
it's,
man, I want to go on
it-
another
it's
trip
so
soon.
moist.
Well, if you think about it, Colorado has legalized those.
Yeah, Colorado has legalized mushrooms, which is pretty crazy
In
that
Oregon, you can do anything.
because they don't give a fucking organ.
No, but seriously, have you heard that? Like,
Oregon?
the latest elections in November, they decriminalized everything. Heroin,
Everything?
cocaine.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, in
That sounds awful.
in personal quantities, which you'd have to look it up exactly the quantities, but yeah. So like basically, if you get pulled over and you have like
A gram?
I really don't know my quantities. I've never done anything.
If you have
harder
a,
than
Right,
that.
honestly.
if you
basically,
have
if you
a
got, like,
personal
either.
quantity,
Yeah, if you've got like what's basically a decent small quantity, they can't arrest you for that.
I have an old
Yeah.
vocalist that I was in a band with. He said when he went to Oregon to visit a friend back when weed was illegal there, they were walking down the street. A cop stopped them and said, "You got weed?" And yeah, he's like, "Okay, just go home."
Mhm.
They didn't care, even though it
Yeah.
was illegal. They just go home.
Hmm.
So it depends on where you live and the people who are there, like depending on.
Exactly.
How many times did we party in downtown Sac and they're like, "Oh, the cops are gonna get called." Okay, and they show up and they go, "Hey, guy, can you guys just go inside?" Like they don't care. But if you were to go into the ghetto, they'd be like, "We got to stop this party." Like stop.
See,
doing this
I've
shit.
never
I mean, that's
dealt with
that's
shit like that.
That's a little bit more of a political issue. Let's not get into
No,
it.
I'm not going into politics. I'm just saying, like in different areas.
This,
people are-
this isn't a
Well, no,
political show, damn it.
No, but we did have lots of parties in the ghetto where my old
White
band,
privilege
my
parties.
old band,
With Chase,
No,
right?
yeah, all different people.
Hey, with
All
Chase,
different-
right?
Yes, my old band,
Who are you
Escalon.
calling all different?
We had a black drummer.
Isaac, right?
You have
No,
many
no,
black
no.
drummers.
No,
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 Isaac. Oh, Joe.
Joe is cool, man. I love
Didn't you have
Joe's
one?
crazy.
Didn't you have one named Isaac?
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Oh, Isaiah.
But like,
I'm
the
sorry,
cops
you
would
have
show-
names?
Hey, the cops would show
Isaiah
up.
was an incredible.
Listen, the cops would show up and Chase would be like, "Hey, we just got 2 more songs. Okay, play those 2 songs, and then we're gonna go. Do you want to come inside and watch? Okay, we'll come watch. Okay."
Nice.
Hey, you want to
Underage-
smoke some weed?
They'd be like, "There's underage drinking here. Go. After that, go home."
Real quick, we have our friend from Germany who has joined us.
Jules,
Hi,
Jules.
Jules.
What's up?
this is Matt from Astronomy Aleworks. He makes beer.
We have a.
Germans know nothing about beer.
Oh no,
No, he's from here.
He's actually from America,
Yeah,
but he's moved around the world, so he knows about
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah, he knows about beer. He's from the United
I
States.
told me-
don't think they brew in Germany.
No, not at all. He told me something about. Well, I think he said the Philippines. He'll correct me here in a second.
Mhm.
They eat pizza differently.
Yeah, every country eats
Do you
pizza.
know how
Their
they eat
butt?
it?
Yes, from their butt.
No, not actual
Duh.
pizza.
Crust
eating.
first? I mean, what? Like,
No,
No, that's only
they
American.
take pizza like pepperoni. I don't know if they do pepperoni, but like whatever normal pizza is to them, and they dump sugar over the top of it.
That sounds
fucking
awful.
terrible.
There's certain places that do peas and mayonnaise on
No,
pizza.
but
I'm just
I'm
like,
not talking about pizza man. Okay, so when I said that to a coworker today, or a couple days ago, he said, "Oh, I've done that with spaghetti," and I was like, "So it's a thing, like putting sugar
I've seen
on
sugar on
time-
spaghetti. I've seen
Okay.
sugar on spaghetti.
But
So maybe it's like the
why?
same thing.
But why?
Maybe it makes the
Because-
sauce sweeter.
because tomato sauce generally does have sugar
It's
in it.
acidic.
It has sugar in it
But why would you make it?
sometimes.
Because
I don't.
Spaghetti
Because-
does.
because those are
Yeah,
people
dude, definitely. Spaghetti is super sweet.
because those are people that
Okay,
would put
so-
ketchup in spaghetti noodles and call it spaghetti. That's why.
Okay, what?
Joel said. Oh no, wait, no, that's not Joel. That's crazy.
See what he said?
In Italy, they put their sauce on top of all their ingredients.
Yeah, that's like Chicago style pizza.
Mhm.
Okay, so everybody's saying hi to each other in the chat.
Hi, everybody.
How about we get to comic book character showdown? I
You-
think everybody is at a good level.
Let's do King Shark versus Killer Croc. Let's do this.
2 wet boys.
So basically, I just look up on the internet and try to find their strengths, their weaknesses, their powers, their abilities, all that stuff. And
Well,
we,
one weakness is King Shark sucks. King Shark, except in Harley Quinn. I had to look him up. I had no idea who the hell he was. I mean, other than I watched Harley Quinn. It's awesome with wrong
So,
punches.
real
dude.
quick, are you? I really hate how they ended the last episode,
season.
the last season, because God, and because of this whole stupid COVID thing, I'm not going to get another season anytime soon. What do you think of Kaylee Cuoco as Harley Quinn?
It's awesome.
Yeah, she's right.
Doesn't okay?
so
So
good. So
now,
good.
have you
And
seen?
I like isn't it Lake Bell as
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
as Poison
No,
Ivy? I'm a big fan
Now,
of those.
did you know that the girl who played Bernadette was actually the voice of Harley Quinn in Batman and Harley Quinn animated movie?
No,
No, 'cause
it
I
was.
haven't seen that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If there's anything I think you would like, the DC animated movies.
Oh, they're
actually
so
are pretty
good.
good.
They're
I've
so
seen
good.
some of them. Yeah, I mean, I'm an old school fan of Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Oh,
Batman the
yeah.
Animated
So-
Series.
so-
is just-
Okay, wait.
so
wait,
good.
wait.
so some of those are pretty solid.
So Batman and Harley Quinn is all Batman the Animated Series actual
Yeah, absolutely.
artwork.
But it's not Kevin Conroy,
Oh,
correct?
yeah, see, it's gotta be
No,
good.
no,
I
no.
think it is.
No. Oh, yeah. That one is Kevin Conroy.
Yes.
Cool.
They're not going to
but-
cast somebody else for
but
animated
yeah,
series Batman.
So,
Yeah, they do. They do all the time.
No, I'm talking about for actual animated
yeah.
because this one is like the cartoon but put into a movie.
and the bad guys is what's his name? Not Batman Harley Quinn. Bad guy. The I hope you all die in a fucking fire. No, who was the bad guy? Who joined up with
Billy,
Poison Ivy in Batman and Harley Quinn?
Eddie.
Oh, the little small guy.
No, the plant guy. He's not
oh,
Swamp
Frank
Thing.
the Plant.
No, not
No. He's
no.
What are you
The
talking about?
You're
Batman
talking
and
about
Harley
Jason
Quinn
something.
movie.
I don't know. It's been so long.
Jason something.
Yes, Jason something. He's from another planet. Yeah, because he's
No, it's
plant
not. It's
form.
not a planet. It's a
Jason
different
Statham.
dimension.
No, Jason Statham. There it is.
No, it's
Anyways,
Jason Momoa.
but no, okay, so
it's Jason the Plague
I
Guy.
Friday
okay,
13th.
so
There it is.
so I did love King Shark in Harley Quinn the series
What
because
else?
he's just
That's
so
wrong punches.
yeah he's just so
Yeah.
funny. But I do like Frank the Plant too. So
Oh yeah, that's JB's food.
Yeah, JB's food.
fuck all
That's
you
awesome.
guys.
That whole show's so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
King Shark
and I
is
just,
great.
I can't believe how good that show is.
Do you know why
it's so
King
vulgar and I love it.
Shark? You know why King Shark's so great?
Because
Is
King
that
Shark
he'd
is a
be
shark.
No, he'd be like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And all of a sudden, he bites somebody's heads off. And like, what the fuck?
I love. I
You're
love.
a big guy. I'm an average-sized shark.
I love how they had like that intro with that one episode where it's like this incel guy is like, "Oh, I hate Harley Quinn. Have you seen an episode? No."
Yeah, that was awesome.
He's being a couch nerd,
Yeah,
like,
right.
just hating everything.
You know,
I
what,
love
'cause-
that they actually like had the balls to come out and say that.
Yep.
well, King Shark is a shark, so fuck all you.
That was from what movie was that?
Apocalypse War.
From? Apocalypse War. He basically just goes, "King Shark is a shark."
And
He's
then
just
the-
a complete
And then
idiot.
before he dies, he goes, "It was an honor to fight with you." And Captain Boomerang goes, "What
Are
the
you-
fuck?"
He's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
You can finally talk. All right, so a little background on King Shark. King Shark is obviously a supervillain from DC Comics. The character was created by Carl Kessel, or Kiesel, I don't know. He's, Tom Grummett. King Shark first appeared in Superboy Zero in 1994, October, as a cameo before making his full appearance in Superboy number 9.
Boy.
Sorry, your
Boy.
beers are starting to get to me.
Don't sweat at home.
It's all good. That's what I wanted.
He's gonna sweat the beers out. That's how
King
he does
Shark
it.
has also appeared in the Arrowverse, which was kind of cool.
Mhm.
Like it was more of like it was on Flash,
Yeah,
but it was part of the Arrowverse, what they call
but
it.
it was crazy when they actually showed him on the Flash.
Because
so.
they actually made him a great white shark person. So that
Exactly.
was actually really cool. And
He was pretty brutal too.
it was so cool that people saw it and they were like, why can't they make a Street Sharks movie?
Exactly.
It looked like Street Sharks.
That just
Do you
sounds
remember
pretty
Street Shark?
awesome.
Do you
Not
remember?
really, no.
It was basically a 90s cartoon where these teenagers got turned into shark people.
Okay.
And there was like there was a hammerhead, there was a great white.
Well, the great white shark was basically, he wore rollerblades all the
Yeah.
time. And shit.
And then
it
there
was 90s up the ass.
It was-
yeah, I remember this shit.
Yeah, it was like super
People
90s.
were like, well, if you can make this, you can make a fucking Street Sharks movie.
Yeah.
So basically, we still haven't seen that yet. So we need to have that happen.
They had a whole series of anthropomorphic heroes in the 90s.
Yeah. It was a very big thing. We had Animorphs on Nickelodeon and shit like that. So don't worry about
That
that.
was awful.
Basically, so that King Shark was voiced by David Hayter, while
Metal Gear.
Dan Payne portrayed the human
Cute
form.
guys.
And then, of course, we got the Harley Quinn animated series by Ron Funches. And then the character will make a cinematic debut in the Suicide Squad movie coming out. I think it's in August or October.
Well,
So-
who knows COVID? So who knows?
so-
True.
Yeah.
So
But James Gunn one.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to him about this because he doesn't like DC right now.
well, no, but so did they say that King Shark is actually going to be? Because I know King
What do you
Shark.
mean?
No, I know he's going to be in the video game.
No, he's in the movie.
Okay.
I thought we already did. Okay, that's fine. No, if you didn't know that, yes,
I didn't know that.
He's going to be in it. Basically, what we talked about it last week. Is Joss Whedon that's doing it? No, not Joss
No,
Whedon.
it's
James Gunn.
No, James Gunn. Yeah,
Gunn is-
fuck Joss
sorry, I'm
Whedon.
sorry. I got mixed up. James Gunn said that Warner had nothing to do with this movie.
Mhm.
So maybe it's going to be Suicide Squad. That feels like
Oh,
Guardians
yeah.
of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I mean, even Guardians of the Galaxy was a dumb idea that was awesome because
Yeah.
when I think Guardians of the Galaxy, I go back to when in the early '90s when it was the original Guardians of the Galaxy,
Mm.
which was Vance Astro,
You got
Charlie 13.
You got Yondu. And
You did have Yondu,
Yeah.
Star something, and Alita,
Yeah, I can't remember. them all.
and Nikki from Mercury,
Mhm.
and Martinex from Pluto. Shit, yeah. So that's what I think of. So when I saw this Guardians of the Galaxy, I remember when I was a kid, there was this coin shop that used to sell 3-for-1 comics, and you guys had Lobo. That first appearance of Lobo was in that 3 for $1 bin.
Oh, Jesus.
Because it was before Lobo was anything.
Anything.
And there was this one character. I was like, I will never buy this comic book. I don't give a shit. It was fucking Rocky Raccoon or Rocket Raccoon.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
I'm like a Rocket Raccoon. And then so when I saw it, it's like,
Fucking trash
I was
panda.
like, are you putting Rocket Raccoon in a movie? That's the dumbest thing I've heard. It's like after watching it, that's the awesomest thing I've ever seen.
Can I have more of this injected into my veins,
Yeah.
What are you
please?
gonna do? You're gonna give him a best friend that's a tree that
Yeah.
just says one
But
thing.
I think Bradley Cooper brought
so good.
brought him
So,
to
yeah.
like the thing he needed to be.
That trips me out because it doesn't sound like Bradley Cooper.
So I will absolutely rewatch Justice League, so that when I watch the cut, I'll be able to accurately determine how terrible it is in relation to its original very bad self. But I will definitely give the new Suicide Squad a shot.
Yeah.
because it's Gunn, So
Gunn's doing it, and he said that Warner has not interfered with it. And when they did,
James Gunn's cool, man.
well, when he said when they did, he just said, yeah, you know what? If I like it, cool. If not, fuck you.
Yeah.
Petition to start referring to the Snyder Cut as Sny Cut.
It's not good.
I thought, yeah, cool.
I just think, yeah. If Warner wants to
Crap
save,
works.
if Warner wants to save,
Crap? Are you kidding me?
if,
Dang.
Oh, I
Warner,
haven't seen it yet.
Brutal.
if Warner wants to save their universe, then they need to step out. Let these guys do what they need to do
It's true.
because they've already fucked it up.
Yeah.
So I think
Pretty
that's what he's gonna do.
Back to what
So
we're doing.
basically, yeah, his first appearance on the big screen will be in the 2021 Suicide Squad #2.
Nice.
Here's the kind of the brief synopsis of what he is. He's a lowborn son of an ancient shark god that was the terror of the Hawaiian seas before hard times with the Suicide Squad turned him towards a life of maritime crime. Not to be confused with the mutated Green Lantern enemy, the Shark, or the white-collar Batman villain, Great White Shark. King Shark was originally an enemy of Superboy, although today he's more commonly associated with villain ensembles such as Secret Six and Suicide Squad, or as enemy of Aquaman. Which that makes sense, I guess. You know?
Well, yeah, because King Shark's a shark.
Yeah, what the fuck? Who the fuck was drawing this and was like, yeah, this King Shark guy, let's make him go get Superboy.
Well, I mean, that's Superboy Zero. So you know how that came about?
No, tell me.
Yeah, that's if you know it's a date, that's Death of Superman.
Oh,
So
that's true.
when Superman died, there were 4 people who took over:
Mhm.
Superboy, Steel, the Cyborg,
Yeah.
Cyber
and
Superman.
the
The Eradicator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's how Superboy Zero happened. So it was already stupid.
Right there.
Yeah, there
Reign
you go.
of Superman.
Yeah, Reign of Superman, yeah.
This is the first comic I ever bought.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice, yeah. Nice.
He lost
When I-
it, and
when I
then we
was a kid.
refound
I,
it.
I still have my Death of Superman
That
somewhere.
shit blew
I
my
do
mind
too.
when I was a kid.
Yeah, I still have mine somewhere. But yeah, so that's where Superboy. That's why that came out. So why was it? Why I don't. You know, I wasn't reading that
It
garbage.
still doesn't make sense, you know.
I
Like,
didn't start reading DC comics until the second arc of Grant Morrison JLA.
okay.
Because I was reading Wizard at the time, and they just kept talking about how good this JLA was.
Mhm.
And I worked at a comic book shop, so I could read anything I wanted at any damn time.
That's
So,
a dream of
so
mine.
I just started reading. I was like, this is great. And
You
then
know-
I got a little bit into DC, and obviously Preacher was out. Preacher is published by DC, but it's not a DC.
No.
Didn't they do a
Preacher's good,
show
though.
called Preacher?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
show, I
absolutely.
like that show.
I've never seen it.
I didn't like the show that much. They cast Jesse perfectly. They did a good job on Cassidy. It just
Had a WB feel to it.
no, they just changed too much of what I thought was brilliance. So
That's fair.
I wouldn't say it was a bad show. I would never say it's a bad show. I just didn't like it because I've read Preacher like 15 times end to end, and so they changed too much. I'm like, I get what they're doing. It's cool, but it's just not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
And the thing is like, of course, with anything, the hardcover and the movie will always be different. Constant,
Sure.
like
It's-
constantly.
It's like when books are turned into movies. It's
Oh
just
yeah,
how it
because
is.
Yeah,
some
books-
of the things
books,
I can
comic
accept,
books,
and some of
everything.
them I can't, and that one I just couldn't do. So like even like the Boys, I love, and I went back because I only read like the first 12 issues. I couldn't. I was like, oh my god, this is so different than the book.
Yeah.
I forgot the book. I'm like, well, there's a little bit that's the same, but it's mostly different. But I love them both. you
Well, I
know?
think what they do is when they try to go to the screen, they try to make it more appealing for
Yeah,
everybody.
They
and
have to because
have
the,
to.
The masses don't know the book because
And-
they
and-
don't read it like
and
he
what's
does.
irritating me, like what irritates me when I see certain movies that I know the stories, and
Right.
people are like, "Oh my god, well this movie is so great." And I'm like, "Oh my god,
It's
the
so
books are
different,
fucking better."
right?
The best I heard.
And then like, well, they're fake ass people. They're like, "Oh, I just like this because everybody else likes it," and I'm all like, "You're a fucking loser."
I heard a snippet
Sorry.
of Rodney Dangerfield way back when,
I love
where he was
Rodney.
like saying like, yeah, I went out with this girl. We went to a movie. It was one of those based on a book. She was a big reader. Said, you know, in the book they didn't get married. Yeah, right. It's like, I love that. It was awesome.
Well, but it's so true. Like they always change it, and especially
Yeah. Sometimes for the better. I mean, like the MCU movies are different than the books, and
Well,
but they
but-
also steal a lot from the books, which is great.
Well,
They
but
seem to take the best parts of them and get rid of the garbage. And
It's-
Preacher
it's-
they get rid of the stuff you don't need.
yeah,
Well,
Preacher just didn't do that for me.
Well, I mean,
Well-
it's very rare that you have a source material that's a comic book and it translates well to the screen.
okay, well,
Surprisingly so. They're
some-
similar visual mediums, but not the same.
some of the DC animated movies they do go by book, like
Well,
and-
yeah, they change them up a little.
Yeah,
bit,
they
but
change
they're
them up
still
like
pretty
just
good.
a slightly, but they are pretty good. That's why like I honestly do not, because there was like fan theories and shit like this, but I don't want it to
I hate
happen. Oh no, okay, so I
They're
don't,
fun,
I
but
don't.
yeah,
They're
when,
not even fun.
I don't-
I like them. They're fun to make.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
What?
I do not want a Gotham City Sirens movie done. I do not, because the series was so amazing, and
Don't
they're
ruin
gonna
it.
fuck it up and put some high end like actress that I'm gonna fucking hate,
No,
like
I
straight up.
just say this this way: if you're gonna make anything, just get Kevin Feige to make it, and you'll
Yeah.
be fine.
Well, you know, but then you have the best example of how you can serve both masters and do it perfectly, and that's Sin City.
Yeah.
Sin City was
Sin City
so
is
good.
shot for shot from the comic book.
Frank
Now-
Miller is
Yeah,
amazing.
now the movie doesn't have everything that's in the book.
Well, they
But
can't. They
if it
can't
was in
fit
the
it.
movie, it was in the book. And I'm gonna like, shot for shot. You can read along, and it'll have like, if you were to freeze frame it at the right point, it would match the book. It's the only movie they've done
Because
that.
Frank Miller's all about like pulp all the time.
But not only that, yes, but then you had a director like Robert Rodriguez and go, this is a
Oh.
storyboard for a movie. Let's just film this storyboard. We don't need to change a word.
Yeah,
we
Robert-
don't need to change an image. And it's beautiful.
So Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino are both like that. They are like, we are going to do it to the fucking T.
Yeah.
And I do really like the comic book aspect. Like, so I don't know if you see, I have Tinker right here.
So,
Um,
Girl
I-
too.
She's my bitch. I love her.
Mhm.
The 1996 Lori Petty
I was gonna say
movie.
Lori Petty.
They-
Ice-T was in that too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yes,
was a
yes,
fucking
yes.
kangaroo.
He
was a ripper.
He was a ripper. But that movie was great because they did have snippets of the comic book
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
And now they're talking about Margot Robbie being Tank Girl, and I am protesting that to a fucking T.
Because
Yes,
Harley
I-
Quinn
She's
and,
Australian.
and the girl are the same
it's-
person.
Well, the thing is, it's like she already played Harley Quinn. I want somebody who is a known actress who is Australian because Tank Girl is from Australia. I want a unknown actress who can look and play the part. I don't want Margot Robbie to play it, and everyone's like, "Oh, Margot Robbie's gonna do it," and I'm like, "Hell no, I don't want
Not
that."
Australian, but New Zealand, and maybe too old. But God, what's her name? Zoe something. Speaking of Tarantino, she was in Death Proof, and she was in Hateful Eight. Zoe something.
Oh my God.
Saldana?
No,
No.
no, 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 no,
I
no,
don't know
no.
what
yeah,
you're
No, no,
she was
I
in-
know
And
exactly
she
what
just
you're
don't
talking
work for
Yeah, yeah,
Kill
yeah.
Bill.
Yeah. Oh, I know exactly what you're
Might be
talking about.
too
I can't. Well, yeah, because she has to be in like her late 20s.
I mean, you can do anything with CG nowadays.
Zoe
though.
Bell.
Zoe Bell. Thank you.
Oh, she's only 42. I'm 42. So, there you
But
go.
it's like one of those things where you're going to just ruin an idea or a movie, and it just irritates me. But I think we're getting way off topic of what
Yeah,
we're actually
we need to
doing.
get into Killer Croc, don't we?
No, we're getting.
We need to get into King Shark
Shark
too.
Boy.
Okay, let's
Sorry.
skip his backstory because he's just a shark.
King Shark is a shark.
Yeah.
So basically, he's an augmented. It says King Shark's augmented flesh provides protection against pressures and deep of physical attacks. His shark-like physiology includes teeth and claws, which that's helpful in fighting.
But do sharks really have claws?
Yes.
No, they don't.
Yes, at the
He
end
does
of their
as a character.
fins.
It's like a claws.
All right, King Shark is a shark, right? But he's also like a king.
Shut up.
Okay.
I was just being facetious.
He uses those as weapons, and he has gills that allow him to breathe underwater. He can swim at great speeds and resistant to cold. King Shark has enhanced strength, endurance, and he can also regenerate lost body tissue. So he's regeneration.
Okay.
Basically, and when we do things, when people have regeneration, we have to get rid of that because you can't have a winner if there's regeneration.
Constantly, yes.
So it's not necessarily Wolverine.
Yeah, no, it's exactly. Basically, we'll just say animal-driven abilities. Basically, anything a shark can do, he can do. So he can bite really hard.
Rip off a limb.
I didn't. Yeah, he basically can take off your arm or your head.
Also, if you look into his eyes, he's soulless.
So, yes.
Dark eyes,
Yeah.
doll's eyes, black eyes, roll back in their head.
You've seen a great wheat.
Great pull from Jaws right there.
This is like the best show. I'm sorry. This is fantastic.
He also has enhanced strength, which is not super strength. Enhanced strength basically means he can like throw a car, but if it came to like a bulldozer, he can move it, but he can't like pick that up.
So he can bench more than me, is what you're saying.
James is a D&D guy, so we kind of go to when I have to get things really in depth to figure out what something is, we go to him because
You want an
knows.
enhanced strength number? It's usually about 21 to 22, which is a +6.
Yes, so it's
Nerd.
not the craziest. It's about here in the mid. Like normal
roll.
strength is, hey, I can pick up. If I was working out, I could pick Kristen up over my head. If I really did.
You'll roll for initiative.
Enhanced strength
next.
would be I can pick up like 6 Kristens over my head. Super strength is I can pick up like 50 Jameses. Like
Did you
but
just
basically it says
ass?
he can let's see he can lift large boulders, vans, most anything that's like that. Bulldozers he can move. Durability, the power to sustain numerous blows of internal or external assaults. So he's a beefy boy. Like he can take his shots.
He's got high endurance.
He's Mike
as
Tyson.
well.
He can
Right.
take his shots and he's not gonna get knocked down.
Probably about a 20 in endurance.
He also
5.
this is where I have James come in. He has ferocity. Ferocity is it says with anger he can see, or his anger he makes him see everything more precise, and he can gain better resistance against control effects for a short time. What does that mean?
Racial ability, keen senses, dark light vision, as well. Resistance to mind altering effects means that he can't be charmed.
Yes, gotcha. So basically he hones in his skills better with precision, and then he can't be charmed with his resistance and
Basically, his flesh acts as a Magneto type
helmet.
head helmet.
There you go. That's a good pull for somebody who likes Marvel more.
Magneto hat.
He can breathe underwater. We understand that. Speaks for itself, like I wrote.
Yeah.
Enhanced senses. So basically, he has enhanced strength senses, allowing him to see, hear, smell, or taste better than an average person. So basically, he can hear you from far away. He can see you from far away. He's a shark.
Mhm.
Like he can taste you from the little alteration of the water.
Yeah, he can
Like
smell you
sharks
from
can
an
smell
elevation.
you if you bleed a mile away.
Right.
And then he's got those razor sharp teeth, which is his weapon for sure.
So
Killer
real
Croc.
quick, when you're talking about D&D,
Yeah, go
my
ahead.
friend sent me this thing yesterday. It was so hilarious. It's this theory that is Han Solo as a D&D character.
Oh my gosh, yes.
He's got a 20 charisma, but he's constantly rolling a 2. So, like at the Death Star, it's like say, are you guys okay down there? Rolls a 4. Yeah, we're fine. We're all fine. How are you? And just shoot the console. So Han Solo is always, he's got maximum charisma, always rolling a 2.
Oh my god, I love it.
So I love that because I am like the biggest Star Wars fan because I got Star Wars tattooed on my leg and everything. So like I love Star Wars.
James
Also, I love it because I'm a GM.
He's
There you go.
the biggest like DM ever. Like
You said GM.
Games master. It means I run many games, not just Dungeons
he
and
doesn't
Dragons.
do D&D. Yeah, he does Pathfinder, D&D, yeah, all that stuff. He makes his own.
You play Matt?
He makes his own
No,
games.
really.
If you ever want to, he can make one, and it's fun. He can make anything fun.
I got a
Working
few
on current
characters. It's
campaign.
fantastic.
All right, let's go
Killer
to
Croc.
Let's go to Killer Croc.
Yay,
Killer
Killer
Croc.
Croc. Oh, by the way, Jewel says worst shark for humans is a bull shark.
Yeah,
Because bull sharks are sharks.
or black tips. Black tips like to bite people too.
Just tips.
Just the black tips.
Racist.
God damn it.
How darest you?
How do I always get stuck with a bunch of sausages? I swear
You,
to God.
well, I mean, you love them all.
Well, I'm more of a-
That's
Just the
debatable.
black tips.
I'm more of a,
Racist.
I'm more of a pickled sausage.
You are a pickled sausage.
Ew.
Killer Croc. He's a little older than King Shark. His first cameo appearance was Detective Comics 523 cameo in 1983 of February. Wow, February. It's a kind of anniversary for Killer Croc right now.
Woohoo!
His first full appearance was on the next issue. Detective Comics was a monthly, from what it looks like, because his first full appearance was in March of '83 in Detective Comics 524.
Oh, I was totally not born yet.
It's created by Jerry Conway, Don Newton, and Gene Colan. Or Colin, I don't know.
Gene Colan.
Gene Colan.
Gene Colan,
Let's
the
have
dawn
my-
of justice.
That's good. Gene Colan was good shit. Yeah.
Alter Ego was Waylon Jones. The reason he's King Shark in the original was that he has a skin disease that gave him scales. He is technically a metahuman as a species. I mean, he's human, but he's a metahuman now. His teams he's known for are Secret Society of Supervillains and the Suicide Squad. So they've both been on Suicide Squad. So this is a Suicide Squad beef right here.
Mhm.
They're going to battle Suicide Squad versus Suicide Squad.
So Jules already says that his money's on King Shark. So
Yes, here's some good Gene Colan, some old Daredevil.
Oh, dude, yeah.
he's
Nice.
old,
Yeah.
old school, man.
Old,
Gene
beautiful
I-
artwork.
83 is a little late in his career. Yeah, Gene Colan's good shit.
Okay, let's see. Killer Croc, part man. Wow, I can't talk. Killer Croc, part man, part reptile.
Why don't you learn to talk, okay?
yeah,
I'm
for
sorry,
real.
I have delicious beers by Astronomy Aleworks in my system, making me not talk right.
That's fair.
That's your fault.
Part man, part reptile, Killer Croc has swum his way out of the sewers of Gotham City into the ranks of the Suicide Squad. Most of Batman's rogues gallery is comprised of mentally deranged killers or diabolically smart criminal masterminds. Most are generally human, but one stands apart, the massive freak of nature known as Killer Croc. Born as Waylon Jones, Killer Croc has a rare genetic condition which gives him a crocodilian appearance. Raised by an abusive aunt who mocked his deformity, he eventually ran away and joined the circus.
So dumb.
Real quick.
They did not think about this backstory.
Real quick. Jules actually gave us a little bit of Killer Croc's backstory. He was beaten by Bane.
He was.
He was. So
Well, Bane beats a lot of it. He even beat
Hey,
Batman.
Batman.
well, broke
he
his
broke Batman.
broke his acid.
He broke him so
The
hard.
pit. We have self affirmation in the pit.
Look, I'm gonna be honest.
He
There,
broke Batman so hard that Azrael had to take up the mantle.
but there's nobody that broke Batman so hard that Batman didn't come back and beat his ass.
That is true.
True.
Yeah, of course.
The
It's Batman.
But it's Batman. It's always contingency.
Bane and
But-
Harley Quinn is so
But
good.
by that
So
standard,
good.
you can also dismiss Bane.
Oh, I would go in on all of this if you would like to go on.
What?
Dude.
How am I the man behind the man? That doesn't make any sense.
No.
I can't see myself in the shadow.
I ordered the beef, and you did not order the beef.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, it's where he wants to sit at the big table, but he gets a little fold out chair.
They always shit.
I got this chair?
They
Why can I
shit-
sit in that chair?
That story is so great because they shit on Bane constantly.
And Bane just takes it in stride.
It's like a bunch of empty chairs for him to sit in. It's
And
like
they give him the
we're
fold-out
holding those
ones.
chairs for these people. It's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just sit in this fold-out chair.
Right.
Oh, so good.
Poor Bane.
Let's see. He mocked his deformity. Yeah, he basically became a strong man in a circus, and people gawked at him. He got pissed and went to Gotham and decided I was going to do crime. So I guess don't
Like
make
you
fun
do.
of people, right? That's what you do in this universe. You go to Gotham and you do crime when you get pissed on.
I already know who's gonna win. I already got my monies.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's go to character facts. He has an hand-hacked strength just like Killer Croc, or King Shark. They basically throw shit and all that stuff. Durability. His scaly skin actually protects him quite well. I would assume a little bit better than shark skin, even though shark skin's pretty durable.
Shark skin is more of kind of like a thick blubber that
It's kind of a leather
you-
almost.
yeah,
in a
you-
sense.
you-
but not as much as a
you-
crocodile.
yeah, crocodile is pure like hard scales.
Crocodilio.
What was the video you just saw in Australia?
I just saw the craziest shit.
This has to go with it.
Yeah, so this was in Australia. This was 2 days ago. There was a couple who was fishing on the beach outside of Queens something
listen.
in Australia, and they pulled out, some sharks that they were gonna take home and eat, and all of a sudden you see this 20-foot fucking crocodile just going do 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 do. Oh, there's a shark. Do 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 do. Grab that one. I'm gonna eat it. And this just going, what the fuck? Look at this. They're taking our goddamn sharks. I'm not going over there. He can have the goddamn sharks. And they had two on the beach.
So basically,
And they had two on the beach, and the fucking crocodile, she said 20-meter crocodile is going to get both the fucking sharks, and it ate both the fucking sharks. And I'm sitting here going, yeah, I'm glad I don't live there.
Crocodile.
I saw a great meme. It's from Attack of the Clones, and it's Obi-Wan with the pole attacking that big mantis creature when they're in the pit, and it says what people think of Australia, and then how Australia really is. It's exactly the same picture, except he's yelling "cunt."
Do you want to hear? Okay, so speaking of Australia, do you want to hear a fun? Well, it's not a fun story. It's actually a pretty fucked up story, but it is a story about Margot Robbie.
Wait, stop. It's a Kristen fun fact.
Kristen fun fact.
That's what you like to always say.
So Margot Robbie is Australian, of course.
Yes.
So when she was growing up, her mother would always ask her, "Hey, come help me get the snake out of the house," and she always would. So one time when she was about 16, her mom was like, "Margot, I need your help." And being a 16-year-old female, hi, how you doing? You're like, you know what? Fuck you. I don't want to do it. I'm just gonna do my own. And she didn't hear from her mom for a while. She goes, "What the fuck's going on?" So she goes out to their kitchen, and there is a fucking snake wrapped around her mother's neck,
Jesus.
constricting her. So she had to do everything she can to get this fucking snake off her mom.
Jeez.
Wow.
Fun fact.
Why do people live in Australia? I mean, I love it if you listen to this show, but like, man, you guys have a lot of shit to worry about.
Yeah,
Because that's where all the degenerates live.
The original brewers for Craft House are Australian.
Are they really?
Steph, and they moved back to Australia a couple years ago, right before we opened. But anytime something from Australia comes up, I shoot them. Like 8 hours later, they get me back. You know. But I remember they told me once. I believed them, but I didn't believe them, kind of thing. Like,
Well, the thing
I
is,
didn't think they'd be lying to me, but like, it's too weird. And you look it up, it's true. They're telling me that in the 70s, Australia had a vote how to classify Aboriginals. Are they human or are they vegetable? Australia is one of the most racist places in the universe.
I thought America was bad.
No, it's worse.
Yeah,
Wait,
Australia is all fucked up.
Australia is the only place in the world where they had the Great War against emus. I think it was.
yeah.
The emus were trying to like kill people. I think it was it was emus.
Probably. Yeah.
But then they also had. Have you ever heard of swooping season?
Oh,
It's
God.
the time of the year where birds try to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez.
Birds, they swoop down and try to kill
Oh,
you.
no, don't forget about where spiders like to nest like whole like parks and shit.
Yeah, we can have a whole episode of why not to live in Australia. Like,
Reasons why you
we
should.
love you, Australia, but goddamn.
I mean, they even have like tall tales, like these things called drop bears.
Yeah.
They're not real, right? But they're based on koalas. But if koalas were black bears,
Jesus.
basically they'll just drop on you and just eat your face off.
Did any of you guys read Next Wave back in the early 2000s?
No.
Mm-mm.
So Next Wave was a Warren Ellis thing that it was going to be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. type stuff, but then Marvel looked at what he's doing. It's like, you can't use Nick Fury for this.
Yeah.
So he came up with this other character, Dirk Anger.
Dirk.
So they had this thing where it's like they used Boom Boom from X-Force and New
Yes.
Mutants. God, who else was in it? Machine Man. They're always making fun of Machine Man. Oh my god, it was so hilarious.
He's the Bane.
Guess what it ties into? WandaVision, Monica Rambeau.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Was one of the main characters in it. It was really cool.
Is she Monica or is she Photon or anything?
She was Photon at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was one of the characters. She was like, back when I was in the Avenger, like, yeah, another story about when you were an Avenger and stuff. But it was really funny, and it was just a satire book. And one of the weapons that Dirk Anger used was drop bears. And you see like Boom Boom look it up, and it's like, cuddly cute bears, and then they have these big teeth, cuddly cute bears of death. And then the first villain they fight is Fin Fang Foom, and it had this really good thing where it's like, this giant Fin Fang Foom was born 1,000 years ago. Fin Fang Foom it consumes entire cities. Fin Fang Foom, and it does a close up because he's a dragon in like purple shorts.
Yeah.
Fin Fang Foom. It's like there's no definition there, so it's like Fin Fang Foom has no genitals whatsoever. Fin Fang Foom is very pissed off. Warren Ellis was the best, man.
What?
Warren Ellis was the best. Yeah, Next Wave. Look it up. It only lasted like, I don't know, 20 issues, but fucking genius.
Let's see if I can find
Stuart
this.
Immonen did the pencil work for it, so
Nice.
great artist. Warren, oh man.
Fin Fang Foom. What a
Yeah.
what a strange adversary.
Damn, you were burping like crazy. See how loud those get? Those
Yeah,
are crazy.
that was awesome.
Gene's being a belching contest.
Yeah.
I just need to drink a bunch of beer, and I will sweep any man under the floor.
She will win.
With a broom.
Just the tips.
Just the tips. The
Just-
black tips.
Great.
Just the tip.
Enhanced strength, we went over that. Durability, we went over that. He has also razor sharp teeth and claws. But he's also an expert wrestler, so he's good at grappling and throwing and all that shit.
So,
Something King Shark really doesn't have.
well, so he can do all those moves that a wrestler can.
Yeah.
But do you think King Shark can't do it because of the big old dorsal fin?
No, he's just not that. He wasn't a human. He was basically kind of like a demigod. Basically, he's basically King Shark's basically a demigod. He was born that way.
Oh, okay.
Waylon Jones was actually a person that became the crocodilian person. That
Ha. Jewel
What?
calls me the queen of burps.
Nice.
She is.
Mwah.
She is, Jules. We missed you. I'm glad you're back tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good to see you.
He's been busy. He's a writer, and he's living in almost Denmark. I think it was.
In Germany.
Living close to the border of Denmark.
Yeah. He's also an unrivaled fast swimmer, and then it said he has demonstrated regenerative powers, allowing him to heal and restore lost limbs and teeth, superhuman reflexes, speed, and moving underwater, and he has a sense of smell. He's basically, they're both very
Can he
close.
breathe underwater?
No, I just looked it up. Crocodiles can't breathe underwater.
There it is.
There
I was
you
pretty
go.
sure they couldn't, so I looked it up. No.
They
No.
can
They
hold
can-
their breath for a
For
long time.
hours.
Yeah.
For hours.
But they're not like sharks. Sharks can basically live underwater and they don't
Because
need
they
air.
have gills.
Yeah.
So how are we going to do the 3 rounds? Because they don't have equipment. They have powers technically.
Okay, so
I think
let's-
one should be environment.
Let's let the DM guy go.
Oh,
let's-
I'm helping the DM.
Okay.
I thought he was
You
the
can't
GM.
help
I-
the DM. Or
Well, I am a GM.
GM. Sorry, general manager. Sorry.
Appreciate you.
Ain't no thing, man.
Fuck off and die in a fire.
Now listen, I'm gonna go with what you said there though. Environment
Die in
does
fire?
have a lot. You know,
I love you, Matt.
I think he's our new favorite.
maybe, maybe. All right, I smoke a lot of weed. All right. So,
Do you have
What I'm
any more
saying-
of that?
Environment matters
Why?
for this battle.
I have a lot of weed all the time. Come on. Oh, a lot of that. Okay.
You have your beers. This is for Chris. Leave it
Uh,
alone.
Fuck
so
Chris, we aren't gonna see him for a month.
Excuse me? No,
I'm sorry, Chris. I love you.
we're saving.
So
No,
we
it's
do-
gonna be
we do need to-
bad.
because of the fact that one has gills and one has lungs, we do need environment
Yeah.
to
Okay.
very much be an issue.
They both can be on land or water, though.
But the thing is one can survive
But
longer underwater
underwater,
than
yeah.
the other one can.
But how long is the fight really going to happen underwater? Like, it's not going
As
to go.
long as it needs to.
I guess that's true.
As long it's fair. Good.
So,
What?
like,
What?
for
ki-
instance, a
King?
cool place to put this battle, for instance, would be like on a abandoned oil rig.
Or okay,
That's
so
a good idea.
okay, so why don't we do kind of like the same thing we did with Kong and
Where we have a middle
Godzilla?
ground.
Wait,
Okay,
wait,
so we have a
whoa.
middle ground. One,
I
there's a
like-
middle ground,
no,
and then
stop.
one is in their both environments,
Stop.
ocean and swamp
Hey, listen.
ish. Oh, okay, sorry.
Killer Croc doesn't live in swamp. He lives in sewers.
Okay,
Okay.
well, it doesn't. Okay, never
So
mind.
he doesn't know swamp.
Detroit, Michigan.
Basically Gotham.
Gotham.
As a
You had a
city.
great idea. An oil rig. It
Okay.
has water, and it also has somewhere where you can walk.
Neutral ground.
It's neutral ground.
And lots of cool metal shit.
I guess the only thing we'd have to figure out is what is considered equipment in this. It's teeth and claws.
Claws. Yeah.
Teeth and claws. Yep.
Yeah, that's gonna be their equipment, and sharks have rows of teeth. So if they chip one off, one's gonna be like, "Bloop, what up?"
Yeah, but they also only have fins.
Yeah,
no,
but King Shark,
King
has,
Shark
like,
doesn't. King
King
Shark
Shark has
actually
arms.
has arms and hands.
And
That's
legs.
true.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
we're talking about King Shark and Killer Croc.
That's true.
See, this is why I picked this because I thought this would be interesting to like figure out.
Mm-hmm.
See.
Debate.
I guess it would have to come between like skin. Like it would be one round and I don't know.
I'd say we'd have to have a round underwater, a round on an oil rig, and a round in the sewer.
Okay, I mean there's water and land there.
I mean, they've all been found in these places.
I guess, yeah. Okay, round one. Where's Jesus?
Let's start off with
Sorry, the beer just
underwater deep depths.
Underwater deep depth.
King Shark.
King Shark all the way.
King Shark's gonna win all the way.
They both have teeth. They
Yeah,
both
the
have
idea
claws.
behind King Shark is he's supposed to be able to withstand pressure.
It's true.
It's true.
And
Pressure of the
and
ocean.
King Shark can also stay underwater for days at a time.
Let-
So
He's a shark.
yeah, King Shark is a shark.
Crocs
Remember
are
that.
shallow water.
They are shallow.
So does everyone vote for sharks on the underwater round?
Well,
Yeah.
let's
Yes.
see. Or Killer Croc has the durable skin, so I don't think his teeth would penetrate, but I don't know.
I'm going to tell you the play-by-play of what actually happens here.
Okay.
Okay.
Go
So
ahead.
King Shark
Damn.
actually
I
goes
can't help it. I'm sorry.
for Killer Croc's feet, right? Because Killer Croc can fight as hard as he wants, but King Shark swims down as deep as fucking possible, and
Grab shark move or
And-
jaws move.
And pull it
pull
down.
you
If,
down.
even if Killer Croc does manage to get out of that, he'll be at the point where he cannot no longer swim up for air.
Yes,
Exactly.
like a crocodile will take you down and roll you around in shallow water.
Mhm.
He tries that shit on King Shark. He's like, oh, I'll show you what rolling around.
Right.
The bottom is."
And then he'll take you to the depths of the ocean, and then you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah, Killer Croc would basically just hit
Die.
that pressure.
Or
and-
eventually drown.
Yeah.
Well, he'd hit the pressure and just pop.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think.
so. This
Well-
round.
Crush.
Or crush. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
So I think in this round, King Shark will win.
the first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
He would
Okay.
just completely win. So are we all 4 for 4?
We're at an accord.
We're in a court.
Do we have an accord?
I think we have a parlay.
We
No.
we have achieved homeostasis on this.
You don't know what parlay is. Don't even say what parlay.
Yes, I do. You take me to your captain. That's what it means.
That means I see you in there.
Mhm.
Ah. Okay,
So
next.
what's the second round?
The second round is going to be sewer.
Killer Croc.
Hmm.
That's his domain. He knows
Yep.
what to do.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that, like, so King Shark is an anthropomorphic shark, right?
Essentially, yes.
So it's different than, a crocodile versus an actual shark. It's two guys in a sewer at this point.
Yeah, because
Fighting.
king shark can survive out of water for long periods of time, and he can prove that he can take care of his own and get done what he needs to get done.
But I mean, considering those facts, do you think that the clamp and roll would work?
Yes.
For who?
Because that's his domain. The killer croc lives in the sewers.
But the thing, okay,
He
so
lives in the sewers. He can actually survive in that fucking bullshit crap that's in that water. I don't think king sharks, like,
It would clog up his gills.
yeah, it'd clog up his gills and he wouldn't be able to breathe.
Yeah.
Killer
Clog
croc is a
gills.
poop shark.
Yeah, it's a poop shark. He's a shit shark.
Yes, young lady in the
Yes,
top.
lady over there.
oh, thank you. Thank you.
Blue-haired
Oh
lady.
my god, thank you. It's faded blue. Okay, so let me spin this to you. So, yes, they're in the sewer. But if you have read and seen the movies and seen the shows and seen all this other shit, you can see that no matter what environment king shark can be in, he can survive it, no matter if it's his gills or not. So what happens
It's very
if
hardy
okay, no,
fella.
listen.
Go on.
He can breathe through his mouth, correct? What happens if he can close his gills so that shit doesn't get into it?
I'm saying
So
right now,
it-
you're spouting things that we don't know.
Can
about.
his mouth,
No.
mouth take in water?
No.
To
Okay, so
breathe like
no,
gills?
this
Probably
this is a theoretical thing. Okay.
Hypothetical.
Oh, hypothetical, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hypothetical.
So hypothetical.
In theory.
In theory.
Which should make it theoretical.
Fuck off.
How dare
Fair point.
how dare you, sir?
So
Freuded.
you know what? I'm about to bitch slap every one of you.
Look,
But
being
no-
It
being
would be well
technically
deserved
Shut
too.
Shut up.
technically correct is the best kind of
so-
correct.
Let it go.
If he, like, say
GM.
he can like breathe like a human, like normally, and he can actually close his gills where like he won't have those toxins stuff get in there, and he can be on the same playing field as Killer Croc.
Mhm.
Can we put that as kind of like an option?
No.
Because
No.
okay, well,
Not if he puts him under the water.
No, do you know why?
why?
Because he's not a human.
Because he
He
had
was
Okay.
never a human.
because he had advantage underwater. That's why the sewer is an advantage
Okay,
for.
well, I was just
Killer Croc.
I was
But
just
that was
kind
true.
of going off something else,
Yeah,
and I
no,
wanted to
he-
see if
and-
that
but
maybe
he
could
don't-
be a possibility.
And-
But
like
he
we're
doesn't have something that negates his need for actually having water in his gills, though.
The
Or,
thing
or
is
oxygen.
he-
So like a crocodile can hold his breath for a long time. A shark doesn't need to hold his breath because
But the thing
breathe
is
Mhm.
with King Shark, he doesn't need to be in water. Like he can be in water for long periods of
Yes.
time, but he
so
doesn't
what
need
we're
to be in
assuming
water.
is in a sewer, the croc is going to bring him down into the sewer water, and it's going to clog his gills.
Okay, so sewer water is like this fucking big.
you don't know.
Yeah, but it's that
Well,
fucking thick too.
Yeah, but haven't you played like
No.
was it, Arkham Asylum?
No,
Yep,
Okay, yeah.
I have.
Batman Arkham Asylum. The sewer's like really deep in
Yeah.
that game,
There's lots of
Okay.
you don't need. But
and,
you,
and that was the Killer Croc level. So
Yeah,
know.
okay.
you
So
gotta-
see, I don't know that.
you gotta tell me if you know good sewer knowledge, then you would know. But if you don't, then
Okay,
you
so
can't say it.
So I don't. So that's
I
why
don't know
I was
anything about
okay.
sewers either.
Okay,
Neither do I.
So
I just played
that
that video game with Killer Croc. In it.
okay.
But that's what we can go off.
Well, the
of.
thing is like I've never played it because I don't play video games. That's just not who I am, and
This is-
that's why I was bringing up like, hey, well, what about this? And I'm learning.
I know,
Yeah.
and
This
we're
is-
trying to talk to you. So if
I don't want to talk
if
to you.
Killer Croc lives in the sewer
Mhm.
and he is known for the sewer, he knows them from like the back of his hand.
Yeah.
He will be in that sewage and he can hold his breath so it's not going to fuck him up. And he's going to come up, sneak attack, grab, pull him down. And now King Shark will not be able to breathe because he only does salt water or water in general.
Okay.
If you have people's fucking shit,
Blech.
he's not going to be able to breathe,
Mhm.
Okay.
and he will die.
All right. Okay, I get it now.
I know that's what the point of the intro song, Fight, is.
Fight.
You know, we got this. You know, I'm going to say, I'm going to be the first person. I'm going to say Killer Croc on this round.
Killer Croc.
I'm gonna go with Killer Croc
I'll
too.
go with Killer Croc. The depth at which you could reach the sewer line will vary. It could be as shallow as 18 to 30 inches, or as much as 5 to 6 feet.
There you go.
You could drown. You could drown a shark in 5 to 6 feet.
Of shit.
Of shit.
5
Shit.
or 6 feet
5
of
to 6
shit.
feet
You guys want the
And
play-by-play
could
of
you-
how this is
No,
gonna
wait,
happen?
wait a second. Do you know how much nasty shit would be in Gotham sewers? That's disgusting.
Nah,
You would have Joker shit. You'd have Mr. Freeze shit.
I
Okay.
mean, Gotham is New
question,
York City,
question.
Detroit,
Well, that would
Oh
float
my
on top of
Chicago.
the,
Question:
Frozen.
Do you think when
Penguin shit.
hey, do you think when Dr. Freeze shits, it's
Mr.
ice
Freeze.
cold? Oh, Mr. Freeze shits, it's ice cold.
Yes, he said it close to the
It's
top.
icicles. Poopsicles.
Poopsicles. It's the great.
I like this guy.
You think poison ivy shits are green?
So can you imagine Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze? I shotted.
Oh god!
Ice shotted.
I shotted.
All right, guys,
For the win.
that's on the intro. Go ahead.
I shotted.
That's it. You see that red line there? Yeah.
Great.
Oh wait,
You stopped it.
there's the red line there.
You stopped it.
I did not.
It just peaked.
No, it stopped. It's
No,
not
it's
even-
moving.
No, it's there.
It
Don't
is-
worry about it.
Kristen, stop worrying about it.
Anyway,
So what's the third round, James?
I was gonna
So
say,
it's tied
do you
now.
guys want to see the play-by-play of what happens with Killer Croc and King Shark?
No, I want to know
I was
what the
gonna
third round
say,
is.
I was
No,
gonna.
we don't- Oh, wait, no, he did-
It's quick. All right, here's a hot take.
That's
Killer
your hot
Crocs.
take.
Killer Croc.
Kristen's burp kills them all.
All right, in the sewer, Killer Croc would punch King Shark in the nose. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
He'd be done.
All right, so-
he'd flipper his ass.
All right, so next round is gonna be the oil rig,
Mm,
where no
that's a
one can
tough
breathe.
one.
Where no one can breathe,
I mean, I would assume Killer Croc would be on the oil rig,
including the humans.
and
No one can breathe.
King Shark would have to go up there to battle him.
Mm-hmm.
But if he fucked up
Well, if he
one
has to go
time,
up there to battle him, I saw episode 3. He's got the high ground. I mean,
yeah,
Okay, but the thing
the high
is,
ground doesn't always win.
hey, but what if he pushed the Killer Croc into the ocean?
That's what I'm saying.
And
if
then-
Killer Croc fucks up
Yeah,
and he falls in that water, he's done.
yeah, he's fucked up.
King Shark, you were supposed to bring balance to the ocean.
Oh my god!
not casted into darkness.
I would have to go with they'd have to do. They're both expert swimmers. They both
Yes.
have razor sharp teeth and claws.
Yep,
Um,
this is fantastic. Oh my god! You have such an iconic laugh. I'm sorry, your laugh just is so infectious, and I love it.
I
Yeah.
think we would have to allow their regenerative abilities because they are not, like you said, they're not Wolverine regeneration. They're not going to die and then come back. I would think that a Killer Croc, his skin is more
It's thicker.
durable.
Yeah, it's
His
so
scales are way thicker than shark skin.
okay. So when you think of a crocodile and a shark has like a thick rubber, but a crocodile is like scales, like
Leather.
hard
Soft
leather.
Yeah.
So you have like these two things, rubber or leather. What's going to last longer? You're gonna have leather last longer because it is more durable, and it's going to take more of the impact than if you have this rubber that if you just hit it in the sweet spot, it's going to basically deteriorate.
The thing
Am I
is-
right?
Leather, I would say the blubber would bleed better too.
Blubber. I'm sorry. Why am I saying rubber?
I don't know.
I suck at life. I'm sorry.
We could do was
BDSM.
no.
Whoa.
Whoa, bro.
Rubber. I'm sorry.
Rubber and leather.
I
Yeah.
was gonna go
That's latex, Kristen.
Then I was gonna go family route, Nutty Professor, Flubber. But if you want to make it dirty, okay.
Yeah, that's latex.
Hey,
Kristen.
you've already said dirty
Hey.
shit, so.
Listen, you disgust
I'm
me, all right?
offended.
And
We
your
have Joss
point
Whedon
is,
over there.
do you?
Josh Whedon.
Hey, do you think I give a flying fuck?
No, I'm
Yes.
just kidding.
Good.
No, I've never seen a flying fuck. But
No?
I want to see it one.
I
Hey,
saw one comedian one time say, "Is like whoever came up with the term a flying rat's ass. How did that come to?" That's how I feel.
I don't give an ass.
I don't
No,
care.
it starts out with, I don't give an ass. You know what? I don't give an even smaller ass, like a rat's ass, all right?
I don't care if it
I
flies.
don't care if it fucking flies, all right? Fuck you.
I don't give a flying rat's ass.
So in this situation, I'm gonna give you guys the hot take, all right? Where are oil rigs
Bring the-
usually?
they're in the
water.
middle
In
of
the
the
ocean.
They're
Deep
in the middle
ocean,
of
right?
the
Deep
ocean.
That's
Yeah.
why I picked this.
Deep
deep
ass
ocean.
So
ocean.
the Croc has to take care of him up top, but if King Shark can grab him and
But-
take him down,
But
now
what
you're in
was
King Shark territory.
But the thing about it is that what was the easiest crux of the first round is the fact that King Shark can actually grab him and pull him on down.
Mhm.
You get them together in a 5-foot space. King Shark's gonna grab him and jump in the water, bring him on down.
Maybe. Then that would be the battle for Croc to stay
Okay,
out
well,
of that kind
okay.
of drip.
Well, that's the thing of this. Killer Croc is an expert at wrestling. He can grapple you and pull you down.
That's true.
Okay, so
So he can go not where he wants. If he doesn't want to go in the water, he doesn't have to go in the water.
Yes, the crude burping woman.
it's
I'm not crude.
the crude burping wench. She is the beer wench.
To the lady holding her hand in the air.
So let's not do oil rig. Let's do Metropolis. Like
Just a random place they
like-
both don't have any kind of ability.
yes.
Bone.
Just like basically bare bone because
Fist fight.
just
Detroit.
a bare bone.
Yeah, we're not going to Metropolis. We're going to Detroit.
Fuck you, Detroit.
Hey, Justice League had a Detroit headquarters back in the 80s.
There it is.
That's where Steel and Vibe were from, I believe.
Why is Logan's?
Don't worry about it. Just go about it.
So let's not do an oil rig. Let's just do a city. We'll do
Okay.
Detroit.
Well, do
Fuck-
Detroit where none of these characters want to go in the water.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is.
Fist fight.
So it's Detroit.
No regenerative abilities.
No regenerativity.
No
Regenerative
regeneration.
No regeneration. Thank you. Sorry.
Killer Croc. He's got the scales that he can take the beating.
But the thing is also he has the skills to pin Killer Croc where it needs to be pinned.
Okay.
What you mean? No, you mean King Shark. Killer Croc can pin him.
That's what.
Basically, wrestling abilities.
Which
Okay,
which
so
are you voting on?
Wait. Expert wrestler is involving grappling type techniques such as clinch fighting, throws, takedowns, joint locks, pins, and other grappling.
Which is why it'd be
holds.
great in the sewer.
Yeah,
But the thing is we're talking about on land.
if we're on land,
Mhm.
God
so they're
damn it.
both taken out of water. Like I said, I'm picking Killer Croc because of the wrestling. And he's got the durability with his scales.
But okay, so
No,
I think I would pick Killer Croc because if King Shark tries to bite anything off of Killer Croc, he's gonna break his fucking teeth because
Good point.
his scales
Good
are
point.
so hard that because on land King Shark is going to bite you and rip you into
It
shreds,
sounds like
and he
Killer
can't
Croc
do
is also
that.
the better fighter. He's
Yeah,
just a better fighter.
well, he is because one, he has the knowledge to be a better fighter.
Yeah.
Two, he knows how to take you down, and three, you can't bite through his fucking heart's scales. Like, that is not an option.
I agree.
Do you got a hot take, James?
I do have a hot take.
Go
You're
ahead.
a fucking hot take.
Matt, give me what your vote is on this first.
I'm going Killer Croc.
Okay.
Hmm.
Going with King Shark.
Okay.
Why?
We're going with King Shark because King Shark was born a fucking animal.
Well,
As much as you can learn from being a human, you cannot combat with a force of nature, especially the king of all fucking sharks.
That is
I'm
true.
I'm sorry.
Is he?
If you have, all right, let's say you have comparable armor, all right? Let's say you have Kevlar to the hilt, right? You have as much knives as he has teeth, right? If you go up against that shark, who's gonna win?
Well, the shark probably.
Yeah, and that's the truth. Even if you know
Unless her life
wrestling,
just flopping
even if
around.
you're really fucking strong, the fact is,
The
King
animal,
Shark's a beast.
the animal instinct will
Beast?
always overcome. Is that what you're trying to like get to? Is like the animal instinct
like when
will
Wolverine has to go feral.
If
exactly.
if you're trying to get me
True.
to sloganize this, beast mode.
Please don't ever do that again. That was
As a
horrible.
Seahawks fan, I approve.
Animalistic instinct.
Okay, so we're talking about a person who is basically half man, half animal going against an animal. Okay, I can see how that happens because animal instincts will always win because it's fight or flight. I'm
All right.
going.
Is there a revote here?
Yeah, there might be have to be a revote.
What do you
I'm
think?
still going Croc
Okay,
because he's more intelligent.
Yeah.
fair.
But
That might matter. Yeah.
He knows the lay of the land.
That's
might
fair.
matter. Intelligence might matter on this because they're roughly equal otherwise.
well, okay. So what makes
But
King Shark
King
not
Shark isn't just a
intelligent?
shark.
He's
So
just
I
a
just-
shark.
I didn't say not intelligent. I was saying
I'm
Killer
saying
Croc
let-
might be more intelligent because
No, I'm saying less intelligent, not intelligent. I'm saying less intelligent than
he's
King
not
Croc.
a human.
Yeah, he's not. He's never been
Humans
a
are
human.
definitely smarter than animals.
It's fair.
Okay, so that is true.
Some humans.
Not this guy.
Not that one in the orange hair.
Hey, I did his
It was
orange
a joke.
hair.
I am brightly colored and I don't have any poison whatsoever. I'm gonna die real quick.
So James
Oh,
has got King
next I'm
Shark.
gonna do your hair bright pink too. So.
Hey, King Shark, what do you have? Have you revoted or not? I need to know.
I'm gonna do Killer Croc.
Okay.
I'm Killer Croc.
I'm staying.
All right. So according to the dais, it's Killer Croc.
Killer Croc has
What do you-
won tonight.
What do you guys think in chat?
But I want to know what the Munch Fam is. Whoever's here, tell us what you guys want to pick for your winner.
Yeah, and then while we do that,
And if you hurry up and do it, we'll do episode 6 review of Wandavision
Okay, hold on.
Right now.
right in a little bit. Kristen's gonna go bathroom.
Oh, not right now.
She's got to pay.
You got a
Let's see. Jules says Shark is more